Okay, so we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Live from the Sword Coast podcast. My name's Kevin Madison, and I'm going to be your friendly dungeon master for this afternoon. With me in person is Devo, who will be playing continuing actually with our Shadow of the Demon Lord campaign that we started about a week ago. So this is session 2. If you want to hear what happened in for session 1 and see character creation for Shadow of the Demon Lord, I'd encourage you to go back and see that. Since the last session, what we didn't actually, I guess one thing I would mention before we get going with the session, one thing we didn't do last session was we didn't roll up the influence, one of the optional rules in Shadow of the Demon Lord. Incidentally, for those who are joining us for the first time, we are playing Schwab Entertainment's Shadow of the Demon Lord game. It's a dark fantasy game published by written by Robert Schwab, who's got a number of really great gaming credits, including as one of the designers contributing to D&D 5th edition. This is sort of his dream pitch as a game. And one of the neat things that you can do, the Shadow of the Demon Lord is sort of the presence of this like end of the world threat that is sort of looms over the whole campaign, or is supposed to, and they give you a really cool chart that gives you like 20 different options for how that shadow manifests itself. So what we did in between the last session and this one is we actually rolled up randomly, and the influence of the shadow is that in our campaign is that it fell on the fairy queen. We rolled the wild hunt. So the fairies have been influenced by the nefarious presence from kind of beyond existence, that is the demon lord, and it is turning them into sort of rather than sort of mischievous, somewhat spiteful things, they're more nihilistic, murderous, and cruel, which plays in neatly to our campaign because we've actually got one character who is a changeling and another character who is a priest to Revel. Revel is the god, the laughing god of kind of mirth and wine and merriment and also mischief and stuff like that. So yes, okay, so where we left our heroes, one of them, our 3 heroes are Junis, who is a clockwork warrior, the Hobie, who is a revenant. He was human, but he died in the last session and returned to life somehow. And he is a priest of Revel. And then we have a changeling magician named Malar. So our campaign takes place in the town of Crossings, you may recall. And since in the last session, we sort of left off that you guys had, everyone was working sort of different odd jobs. They weren't actual full-time adventurers. Hobie was sort of a, local drunk talking at that, the dead soldier or old soldier. The old soldier? Fallen soldier?
The fallen soldier.
That sound right?
Sounds right.
It was the fallen soldier. It was a pub in Grievings, which is like the poorest of the poor neighborhoods in Crossings. Judas was working as a laborer effectively and somewhat of sometimes a poacher. And Malar was working as a fisherman, and one of the people that she worked for was a really rich merchant from far to the south, from one of the 9 cities that sort of the oldest human inhabited cities in the Empire, before the Empire's disintegration, that is. So he came up here, and this guy named Master Dream. In the 3 months in between is where I'm going to say you guys have gone through your bit of your training and whatnot. Hobie's training has probably carrying on with what he's doing. He's just finding a stronger connection to his god in his cups and doing what he's always been doing. Junis, I'm going to say, is maybe he spent the 3 months not only training, but he's actually been working 1 or 2 mercenary contracts, minor things like sort of
Bodyguard.
like bodyguarding it around here, or like escorting a shipment from the docks up to somewhere else. Nothing that takes you away from crossing. Yeah. And for Malar's been actually undertaking some training at, there is a, there's 2 things that I think would be of interest to her. One of them is where am I here? Wizard's Peak. Is that it? Or am I thinking of here? Yeah. One of them is the Wizard's Peak, which would give you, it's where I guess magicians and so forth would get some training, or they would be able to get some training from more experienced spellcasters. There's also a place called the Academy of Engineers. Now, because the Millar's spell or focus is on technomancy, that I would think, hey, sweetie. Oh, good girl. Good girl. Yeah, it's a good girl. Calm down. I'm thinking that she maybe had some interest in there, but you saw that, remember we talked before about one of the things, I guess, as background for those who are listening, is Millar has one of the random backgrounds we rolled for her was Dark Secret. And what we decided it was is she was working on a project as an engineer at some point, because in this world it's sort of like a high Renaissance time period with a little bit of steampunk influence to the setting. While she was working on this thing, she had actually been sent in, because she's a changeling, which is a creation of the fairy. She had been sent in as an agent of the fairy queen, Titania, and she was supposed to sabotage this project that was building these massive clockwork creatures called Titans. In the course of kind of doing that and putting in the sabotage, or affecting the sabotage, well, what happened is she saw that rather than going in and going in without notice, it flared with this sort of dark power. And she looked over, and what she saw was, watching her was the Prince of the Underworld, Diabolus. Diabolus is effectively the devil in this world, not the demon lord, mind you, but the devil. And this is what Diabolus looks like. So, as a reminder, actually, it's right in the back there, so it's probably easier. Yeah. Diabolus, she saw Diabolus standing there, and he just whispered, shh. At that, Millar, who was disguising herself as a young dwarven woman, a young dwarven engineer, she just picked up and fled north, abandoning that project. Now, the reason I bring this up is because at the Academy of Engineers, you sort of, decided to start poking around. I think there are two reasons why you elected not to stay there and sort of pursue your studies on your own. One of them is because iron. If you're around iron, your disguise falls down. So in addition to suffering,
that's a lot of risk. There's a lot of iron around.
There's a lot of iron around. Yeah, so that would be a place where you don't want to necessarily, if you grab a nail by the accident or whatever, it could be,
shatters your illusion. Right?
Shatters your illusion, not good. So there's that. The other thing is actually you noticed there is the lead engineer there, who sort of, when you were poking around and asking some questions about it, is a woman named Rena Frent. And the reason this is of concern to you is because it's a human who was working on the Titan project well before. So you're concerned that she might associate you with, identify that you actually worked on that at some point. There's nothing necessarily, negative about that, but you don't know what happened with the sabotage you put in. You never actually heard what happened there. So you're a little concerned about getting discovered, and you want to have as much distance between yourself and that project as you can. So because of that, I'm guessing you did not continue to, pursue your studies at the Academy of Engineers, and elected to just sort of, figure things out on your own.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Sure.
Okay. Okay. So where would we find you guys now then? I think you could probably, because you've been working a little bit. One of the neat things in this game is you're actually able to buy just like lifestyles. So sort of Shadowrun has something similar, and there's other games that have something similar, but it's cool that you can kind of buy a certain lifestyle. You spend an X amount of GP, and then you just got that lifestyle. Right. I'm going to assume that you guys have moved up a little bit right now. So you, Millar wasn't living in Grievings, but the other two characters were. So you guys have moved up a little bit in the world. And I think that you sort of, because of what you've gone through, that experience, you're sort of, you for one thing, saving what was Father Gregory is what brought you some acclaim and actually some rewards as well too. There were some all your gear that you got between the last session and this one is stuff that's either been donated by a grateful community or whatever.
Okay.
Father Gregory unfortunately has not recovered. You may recall that he had like a leg that was amputated surgically. Yeah. So he has not recovered. He still is, mad beyond helping. So this would be, an average afternoon. You don't have anywhere you're supposed to necessarily be. Where would we find all three of these characters?
On an average afternoon?
Yeah.
Let's see. Millar is doing some fishing and maybe sort of going over her notes in her head, among other things.
Okay.
The Revenant Hobie is wandering the earth looking for the reason for his resurrection. What else would he be doing? I guess sort of praying to Revel and exploring his.
Is he immune to poison now?
Newfound state. Touched by Revel, language, dark side. 1 foot in the grave. I don't see that.
I don't know if he is. I don't think he is. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I was going to ask, because if he was, that would kind of mean he couldn't get drunk.
Right. Yes.
Which would be a big deal for him. Yeah.
Torture. Yeah. Yeah. And then Junis is doing his hired hand business and looking for work and trying to figure out how to become more, alive.
Okay. So what? As the day's kind of going on, Millar has the hair lines out in her boat, and she's tinkering away with some kind of thing, all out of brass. That's probably one signature thing with your characters. Any kind of engineering stuff you're doing, I'm going to assume is
brass and bronze.
Brass and I think bronze is an alloy of lead, iron, isn't it?
Tin.
Oh, is it tin? Okay, so yeah, so then you could use brass or bronze.
Sure.
So you you're sort of tinkering away with that stuff, and at the end of the day comes, you sort of bring your nets in or your lines in or whatever it is you're using. You come back to port, and you find actually there's someone who's sort of waiting by the docks for you, and it's someone who clearly is not a fisherman. A younger guy who's fairly well dressed. He looks like a servant, really, from the way he's dressed. I think that also you would recognize the crest that he's wearing. There's a small little stitched crest on his lapel. That is Master Dreen's merchant house, or his family. So he seems quite eager to talk to you. And as you're coming up, he says, "Is your name Millar?"
Yes.
Oh, I have a message for you.
Oh.
And so he brings it over and he says, "Can you read?"
I can. Yes, as a matter of fact.
Then there you are.
Thank you.
So it's, and she kind of stands back and seems to be eager to wait for you to open it and read it. And
okay, I do so.
Okay. So you open it up, and what it is actually not a summons, but a request for a meeting with Master Dreen.
Mm-hmm.
And Master Dreen, again, is probably the richest person in Crossings.
Yeah.
Quite well. You know him well enough because he was a former patron. He's he wasn't directly personally necessarily, but I mean, you sold your fish through his house and whatever. Right. And you were aware of his daughter as well, Candace. Okay. So what do? You finish reading this?
Yes, I will. Why don't I cast Augur just for fun?
Augur is not something you can just cast. You have to spend a minute just to do that. So you could do that.
All right. Just to give it a test run, to test my new abilities out. Okay. And at the end of this time, ask the GM one or a question to be answered yes or no.
Yeah. Okay. So what is your to cast that? What do you think you do? So you have to use some kind of augury thing. I was thinking about that when I was typing up the sheet. Like, do you want to have it fit in the sort of the technomancy lens as well too?
Sure. Or the divination lens. Maybe I can use fish offal for.
You could. Well, I was thinking more if it's going to be. Oh yeah, fish offal. Well, I don't want to tell you how to do it, but what I was thinking is that you could have some kind of like advanced like elaborate brass apparatus or something like that that you use to.
I'm a pescomancer. I use fish.
Oh, there you go. Okay, yeah. So you take out the fish entrails, or you set the thing aside. You put the stuff out and put it down. And what is the question you're seeking an answer to?
Is my meeting with Dream going to be beneficial to me?
I can't answer that yes or no.
Can answer yes or no.
Yep.
Okay. That's that. Right.
This is what happens when you've been lawyers at DM.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No comment. Wait a second.
Okay. So yeah, you actually can't tell, because I think, I'll tell you why, is because that's something that would be contingent on what you say. It could be yes, it could be no, depending on how the meeting goes.
Okay.
So.
All right.
Yeah.
Good. That's an answer.
Okay.
Very well. Well, I guess I'd better dress myself up and go and visit with this guy. Yeah.
Okay. The way that the thing is first of all, you can tell that the way the servant's sort of hanging around, it looks like he's waiting for an answer from you to bring back to Dream.
I say, okay, well, thank you for this note. Is Mr. Dream expecting me at a certain time?
He says Master Dream is available this evening. If you could meet at say an hour before sundown.
That would be just fine.
And your colleagues, will they be available as well?
Oh, my colleagues. I'll go check with them. I don't see why not. If not, I'll come along. Yeah.
Perfect. So then at Master Dream's estate, it is on the west side of in Perce.
All right.
You're aware?
I know where that is. But
yeah. Very well. I'll tell him. Thank you.
Thank you.
So he turns and leaves. Okay, so what are you gonna do?
All right. Well, I guess I better find the boys.
It's probably It's right now. It's probably about you got about an hour to kill between now and when you're supposed to go meet him.
All right. Well, let's see if I can track down the kids.
Okay.
Where would I find them?
Where would you find him? I'm guessing that Hobie's probably at the. Just hit the one on the bottom. You know, it's your touch screen on. No, stop. There you go. Okay. Okay,
all right. So a revenant priest of Revel would be hanging out at
the Fallen Soldier, I'm guessing.
The Fallen Soldier, not drinking. All right.
Yeah. So he's there, so kind of sitting and staring at a full glass, kind of, scratching at his throat. The bartender there, hold up, his name was Tyrus. No, Tyrus was your friend who went missing. Quirion. So Quirion is sort of standing behind the bar, looking at you, looking at the drink, and he's like, "Are you gonna drink it?"
I say, I'd rather just sit here and look at it. It doesn't quite have the same effect on me as it used to.
You're not the same.
No, I'm not the same.
You should never have fallen in with that Tin Man and that dwarf.
I know. It seems as though there's a touch of fate about it, but it hasn't been great for my disposition.
It hasn't been great for my bankroll either. Drink something.
All right.
Okay. So at about that moment, Millar kind of walks into the Fallen Tavern or Fallen Soldier, and remember, this is like the lowest of the low class dives, right? Like this is not a particularly pleasant place to be. Right. So Hobie turns around and sees Millar walks in. What does he do?
Says, you again, says Hobie. What brings you down to this neck of the woods?
Quirion kind of throws up his hands and says, "Great."
Right. So we just keep each other company, and I say, Millar says, "Hey, look, we got a meeting scheduled with Dream tonight, maybe about some work, if you're interested."
Okay.
And Hobie says, so looks at his beer and says, "Well, I got nothing better to do."
Yeah. Okay. So he turns without drinking the beer and then follows Millar out the door. Where is Junis at this point?
Where the heck is Junis? Is working somewhere, so maybe we have to ask around a little bit to see if anyone's seen him.
Sure. Okay. So you'll see. Junis is sort of keeping watch over a shipment. So he's able to, or he has been keeping watch over shipment. It's he's going to trade over to sort of like the night crew or whatever. So he will be free in time for the meeting.
Perfect. Okay.
And you pick him up, and he's got his sword and his shield with him, and whatever. And there's the singing scabbard. As you see the singing scabbard. Okay, so what I was trying to describe earlier, and I can't remember, this may not have been in the while we were recording, but one of the magic items that they found in the last session was a scabbard that sings. It can, on command, it can sing. This thing sings in a language that none of your characters actually understands, but Millar finds it familiar. There's something familiar about the language that the thing sings in,
Right.
but she finds the design that's on it. There's a wiry looking, like a serpentine bodied kind of looking dragon on it that just it is a very disquieting look, and for some reason you find it off-putting. So Junis is quite happy to use it because it's a functional thing, and it is enchanted, so it actually resized so that it fit perfectly the weapon or the sword that he was given by sort of the town folk. So he's not willing to get rid of it.
Okay.
And Junis knows the way to sort of activate the singing. It doesn't really have, as far as you can tell, any effect whatsoever. It just seems to sing in this somewhat pleasant but kind of weird, like a music box where the gears are playing just a little bit too slowly.
Okay.
That's sort of what, or like an ice cream truck that drives a little too slowly, right? So the music is kind of that creepy, it's just a hint of that to the music.
All right.
So, Millar, I'm going to say, actually tells him to stop it whenever he starts it up.
Okay.
For some reason, there's something about it that she does not care for.
All right.
So what do you call it? You collect Junis, and then anything else you want to do before you head off to meet with Master Dream?
No.
Okay. So you guys make your way into Purse, and Purse is the extraordinarily wealthy. It's the richest part of Crossings. It's certainly the diametric opposite to Grievings. As you're making your way to Purse, one of the things you can see there is one of the I think it's 12. One of the several in any event. Fairy spires. There are 6 of them. Sorry, one of the 6 fairy spires. These are these tall, white, 33 yards tall. Every single one of them is exactly the same height that sticks up through the. Around different parts in town. You don't. Millar knows that this is. It's some kind of things of fairy build, which is, I think, probably common knowledge. This whole land was at one point inhabited by the fairies before they retreated to the hidden kingdoms. But yeah, so one of those fairy towers is the most prominent or the most prominent structure in Purse. But as you guys sort of cross the walls or through the gate into Purse, there's a bit of a the guards there are like, whoa. Where do you
we have a meeting with Master Drain.
Okay, and you show him the letter. The guy kind of looks it over and looks at the 3. He says, "Wait, are you the 3 from Grieving?"
That's right.
Okay, and they nod and say, "Go ahead." So you make your way in to you sort of follow the way to where you understand Master Dream's manor to be. Every one of the manors here is surrounded by massive walls too. This is sort of like if you've ever either been to or seen any of the Italian villas, like Renaissance era villas, where there's those massive gates around each of them to protect them not only from the kind of rabble, but also to protect each, from each other. That's what you're passing, is a lot of very high walled buildings surrounded that have beautiful stylized friezes and stuff along the top, and statuary, and there's some plants and stuff like that, and vegetation that's grown along the top as well too. You pass maybe like a well-appointed palanquin that's carrying some really rich person inside it, and they do this sort of like up and down at you guys, and you then finally arrive at Master Dream's residence. And of all of these, it is certainly, the outside looks quite impressive. The walls or the gates as beautiful and intricate as they are carved, you can tell could probably withstand, a cannon being fired at point blank range. Like these are incredibly strong, iron shod, treated wooden doors. But as you walk up, there's a little door to that opens up in. You walk up to it, knock, and the thing opens up. Guards see who you are. You pass the note over. They let you in. Inside is this beautiful, lush courtyard full of all variety of fruits and fruits of vegetation and plants and flowers and so forth, that some of which you've never seen before. Like some of which are probably magical from or enchanted in some capacity, the way that they sort of, maybe there's like some white flowers on long stems that seem to, their petals seem to focus in on you guys and sort of turn a little bit as you're walking past. And then you're led by or you're met by like a seneschal who sort of like a manservant in the house who brings you inside. You're shown into the manor itself is huge. It's beautiful. And it's not huge in the sort of modern sense of it. It's huge in the sense it's like a 3-story structure. It seems to be built beautifully. There's elaborate windows with special designs and stuff like that. And the sigil of Master Dreen is sort of repeated in a lot of places as well. It also has, as you expect it to, a bit of an exotic quality to it. Because that Dreen, he's this dusky-skinned foreigner from much farther to the south. You're shown by this servant into sort of like a study, I guess. There's a desk set up, and there's some books that are around in languages that you don't really understand, or at least some of them are in languages you don't understand. Judas cannot read, so I don't think he gives a shit. He just sees books, and that's it. Both Millar and Hobie can. Hobie, is that right?
Hobie, that's right.
Hobie, yeah. Both of them can read, so they can see. Hobie maybe studies. There's a little decanter of some kind of liquor there with small glasses, and he's sort of looking at it. Takes the top off, and Millar looks over and kind of does and he puts the stopper back on. And then it's not a long time until the door opens and Master Dreen walks in, and he's about maybe like early 50s. He's got short cropped hair, your dark skin, like dusky skin, really dark brown eyes, perfectly manicured, a little kind of like goatee, clean shaven. Is he clean shaven? Yeah, he's clean shaven. Well dressed as well too, but subtle and with a little bit of an exotic flair to it. Dark colors. He walks in and he says, "Thank you." So I apologize for making you wait. You are Millar.
Yes, I am.
So we have not met, and forgive me, but I understand that you are one of the finer suppliers of fish for our interests.
I do what I can with my little boat.
Yes, well, I also hear so that while I also have heard a tale of the 3 of you, the assistance that you provided to the Brown Cloaks in finding and rescuing Father Gregory.
Yes, yeah.
Terrible thing that happened to him.
No doubt, yes.
But
we were good friends is.
Wes, I understand that we have you to thank for disposing of the problem as well. Now, I don't know, did you guys escape? So setting a fire in a city like this would probably be it would be a real fucking crime and whatnot too. So I don't know whether I'll let it up to you guys whether you acknowledge that we rescued the guy, and this night we rescued the guy. It happens that there was a fire in Grievings, but we don't know anything about it.
Right.
If that's the case, well, you tell me. Like, do you think you would have acknowledged it? Like, look, yeah, we started the fire, but this was,
Did he ask?
I'm just wondering whether that story would have gotten back to him
unless it came up.
Okay, so I think that so what he's implying then is something that you didn't tell everyone. That
Okay.
he sort of has, I understand that you have beyond the rescuing Father Gregory. I understand that you addressed the problem and dealt with his captors appropriately.
Well, we did. We had to defend ourselves. We didn't really know what we were getting into, but yeah, we dealt with the situation as far as we could tell.
He walks over to the table and pulls the stopper off the thing and pours 3 drinks for you guys. He brings over to each of you and he sort of he probably ignores the clockwork. He comes over and he says, "Tell me." And he's looking out the window at this point, looking at his garden and kind of towards the setting sun. If you knew what was waiting, how would you have handled it differently?
Millar looks at Hobie, and Hobie says, "Yeah, I probably would have handled it differently." Mm-hmm.
And he turns to Hobie and says, "How so?"
"Well, do you not see what's before you? Well, I have come back from the dead."
Now, okay, so the picture, I just picked that picture because it was the picture of the Demon Lord thing. You don't, but as I picked that, I thought, I'm like, oh, that'll be a way to cover that scars to grow a beard in.
Nice, yes.
Right. So, but I don't know whether you want that. Like, does he display the scar? Does he?
Does he seem like a total human? A revenant?
He looks like a really sick. Like, when someone is like they got a horrible fucking cold, or definitely pale. They got that fish belly kind of pallor to them. That's what you look like.
Okay.
You're not like like zombie, zombified.
White eyes.
Yeah, like but you. I'm going to say that you like the scar from where your throat was slit is certainly visible, and you do have a God, man, go to fucking bed.
Yeah, right.
Look to you.
Go eat a hamburger. Well, I lift up my beard and I say, well, I'm not quite the same person I used to be.
His eyes kind of get big.
Yeah.
He says, so the victory was at high cost then.
At a cost.
So apart from that loss and that cost, would you have addressed those responsible in the same manner?
I think we might have taken a bit more time to think about what we were doing.
What if you did not have time?
Well, I've got nothing better to do than try to save my friends. I suppose I might have done the same thing anyway.
And he turns to Millar. And you?
Oh gosh, Millar says, well, I'd like to think I'd be so brave if I knew what I was getting into again. But we certainly threw caution to the wind when we went in there.
Yes. Caution to the wind. He takes a sip of his drink. And he says, "You know of my daughter, Candace?"
"I know of her."
"Candace has been taken."
"Oh."
"Blackmailers. I take it you're familiar with the Rude Boys?"
"Yes. Very."
He takes out a small folded piece of paper. He places it down and he unfolds it. And as he's doing so, you could kind of expect the worst. He takes it out, and all that's inside is a thin lock of raven black hair. He says, "This is what they sent, along with their demand."
"May I ask what their demand is?"
100 silver shillings delivered to an alley behind the old fishery brothel at midnight.
"Are you going to pay?"
"I will pay. The question is to who?" Now, I know I have heard of how you assisted Father Gregory, and I've made inquiries of each of you. I am willing to pay for my daughter's safe return, but I don't want 1 copper penny to go to any of them. I want you to follow them, make the payment, find who collects the payment, follow them, kill every last one, and bring my daughter back to me safe."
"So you want us to bring the money to them and then follow them back to their hideout?"
Bring the money to where they say to deliver it. That spot behind the old fishery brothel. See who collects it. Follow the rude boys back to where they have my Candace, and then kill all of them.
All right. There's some risk in that, of course. Yeah.
As I say, I am happy to pay 100 silver shillings for her safe return.
I mean, also there's some risk for your daughter in this.
She is in risk right now. I have no faith in the promises of rogues who would be so brazen as to steal my daughter from my streets.
That's probably pretty shrewd.
Yeah. He says, let me tell you the men we're dealing with. And he said, he calls Phineas, and the door slowly opens and this younger guy walks in. This guy's not clearly not related. He looks like a local. He walks in and he's well dressed. He clearly, one of from a family of means. He's maybe in his early, like late teens, I guess, maybe late teens, maybe early 20s. He has the markings that he had the shit kicked out of him. He's got long sleeves on, and that he's sort of pulling down, and he sort of sheepishly walks into the room. Says, this is my Candace's paramour. They were on their way back from to my house when they were jumped. Phineas was as you see, beaten, but left. And can you make? Let's see here. What? I'll let what's his name? Hobie make a. Let's see here. Intellect check. So intellect challenge, and you can use because you got spy. I'll let you add a boon to it as well.
A boon. So just a D20. Beating the 10 with the boon.
That's right. Yep.
Because I've got a 10. So
sweet. Yeah, nice game. So you're not beating a 10. Remember that in Shadow of the Demon Lord, unless it's something targeting someone else, your challenge rating is always a 10.
Okay.
All you need to do is beat it. You roll 10 or better. Right. And because you've got a profession in it, I'm going to give you a boon with it, so you get to roll a D6 and add that to the result.
Okay.
For those listening at home, that's the mechanic in Shadow of the Demon Lord. You roll 1d20 for all task resolution, and you sometimes get to add d6s that are either added to or subtracted from the dice result. Contested rolls will often have different target numbers, sometimes the attributes, sometimes the defense score, whatever. But for things that are uncontested, it's always against a DC of 10. So as he's describing this, you get the sense that the kid is holding back something.
Okay.
Phineas is not telling the whole truth about what happened. Okay. And then he says so that he was beaten, left behind. They took my Candace, and then hours later we received this. And he gestures to the lock of hair and the demand.
All right. Do I know anything about this Phineas character, who he's affiliated with, who his family is?
I don't know if you've ever. Here, why don't you make a? Let's see here. Does anyone have anything that? Oh, you know what? Etiquette and customs. Why don't you make make an intellect check for me for Junus?
Right,
and he's you can use etiquette and customs.
All right. So I got 1D or boon. Here we go. All right. And -1. There you go. That's good. Right.
Yeah, that'll work. Okay. He's from. Phineas is from a minor merchant family, who in town, like he's not surprisingly, it's sort of like there are the proper aristocrats who marry and sort of socialize with each other because they are their positions have title, or their family has a title and whatever, so they sort of want to intermix or intermingle in a romantic kind of way amongst their own. Similarly, the merchant class would do the same thing. Phineas is from an older merchant family, but not as prosperous as the Dreens, and not as prosperous even as some of the other they're sort of like a middling level, successful, and they're definitely, they have they would be located in Perth, but not in a state anywhere near as beautiful or opulent as what Master Dreen's location or manor is. Okay.
All right.
So Dreen finishes the describing. He says, "Then is this something the payment is to be made tonight?"
I think, unfortunately, you may have asked the right people to help you with this. I suppose we must do what we can. Yeah.
He stands forward, and is this Millar saying this?
Yeah.
Okay, so he stands forward and he extends his hand out.
Okay, I look at it. I look at his hand. Is he wearing anything on it?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got rings on.
Like iron rings? Yeah.
Oh, good question. No, they would probably be gold or whatever. Like this guy's got, yeah.
No, he's not an engineer.
No.
All right. Okay.
You know what? Actually, why don't you make a perception check for me? So remember that perception is a separate score,
right?
In that. And I don't know if you've got any
perception 10.
Not for Millar.
Perception. She's pretty keen to 12. She's got a good perception. That's
yeah. So it's +2, but you don't have a boon or bane.
No boon.
Unless you've got a skill that you think would apply. You know what?
Iron vulnerability.
You're engineering. You could spot. I would
Okay.
say, yeah, I'll let you have a boon from that. So you would know what would be what kind of metal, right?
All right. Yeah, sure. So be able to probably sense it a little bit from a distance. The boom. Boom.
Oh, natural 20.
Nice.
Okay, yeah. So it's absolutely not.
All right.
And in fact, like you don't even like you're so quick with your detection that he doesn't even know there's a pause there.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
I sort of take his hand in a ladylike fashion and.
Okay. You are an engineer though, right? Like you work
Yeah.
with your hands, so you don't need. And you're
Right.
a dwarven woman, or at least you appear to be one.
Right.
So you, shakes your head. He says, "That is excellent." Then he. Sort of without having to ask, the door opens again, and this guy walks in with a purse it's a leather kind of purse about that big, or sack. It's really I would call it a purse, but it's effectively a sack with a drawstring. He brings it and kind of down on the table. There's about 10 pounds of coins there.
And that's the 100.
That's the 100 silver shillings. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, and it's not long until we have to go visit these people, or when do we?
It's midnight, so you do have a couple hours still. You came here about an hour before sundown. It's probably summertime, so you got maybe 2 hours before midnight.
Okay. Well, here's what I'm suggesting. Maybe Junius can take it, but we'll stick around for a little while, so we're not walking around with a pound of coins or a bag of coins, but then me and Hobie, Millar and Hobie will follow at a bit of a distance. And sort of flank him, and we'll let Junius go do the meeting by himself, but we won't be far away.
Well, they're not. There isn't actually a meeting. They're supposed to leave the coins at a certain spot with a crate that's been marked by the Rude Boys behind the Old Fish brothel.
All right. Well, what'll happen then? We'll keep our distance, but Millar will use her eavesdrop to listen for when the bag gets picked up and which direction they're going.
Okay.
And then Hobie, who will use his fade to follow them, and then the other two will follow at a greater distance.
Okay. Yeah, I wanted to check actually. The thing that he gets with his spell is hidden, and I wanted to see what it actually
This doesn't last very long, but he can cast it again, presumably.
Well, it depends on how you cast it, I think, as well. Like hidden, when you cast it as a triggered action in this game is effectively like a reaction.
Right.
But it's a reaction that can be used sometimes on your turn.
When I take damage, I can use a triggered action to cast this spell. Interesting. Weird.
Yeah.
Maybe Millar can slap him around a bit. That's it.
Slap around whom?
Maybe Millar can bash Hobie with a wrench.
Yeah.
Is that cheating? All right.
Well, no. It's when it's a trigger action, it only lasts for 1 round.
Okay.
How long does it last if you cast it as a normal spell?
Well, it's fade duration 1 minute. One cast.
Okay, so if you cast it as a normal spell, it lasts for a minute.
Right.
If you cast it as a reaction, it lasts for 1 round.
That's right. Okay, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
so you can do
I'm gonna
that.
get our coffee as well too. I'll
All
take it up here. Okay, so what? Nice beats. Okay. Good girl. Yeah. Okay, so it's going to be Judas who drops it off, and so you probably from where you are, you want to leave here Probably about like to allow for an hour of time.
Okay.
Oh shit! There's shortchanging on the coffee. Sorry.
That's all right. We'll make more.
You make two?
I'll make it.
Nice. Okay, so
Or I mean, I guess we'll have to watch the bag then, and then Millar can cast eavesdrop to listen to where they're going,
sure.
to follow them.
Well, eavesdrop allows you to remember you target a location and then you can hear in there. You can't make it move.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, eavesdrop doesn't allow you to sort of like continually track along. Unless I mean, maybe I
Right. Choose a point in space I can see with long range. For the duration you can hear as if you're at the chosen point.
yeah. So
Okay.
you can't keep moving that point.
All right. We'll pick out a hideout. She'll pick out a hideout location and see if she can listen to see what they say and then
Sure.
where they're going.
It's going to be like around this area is dark enough that you can you'll gain 2 boons for any hide checks or hide attempts that you'll be making around here.
And Hobie being a spy, I assume has some stealth.
Another boon there too. Yeah.
Okay.
So 3 boons with him.
Nice. Noise. And I can even give him.
Remember also you
Foretell as well.
you have 3 fortune as well too. Each of you guys has fortune.
One fortune. That's
That's
right.
for
Which
you
says
as
what
well.
again?
Fortune is what you can use to re-roll a roll.
Okay.
And then what I'm gonna do is either good role playing or neat things or whatever. I'm gonna give you more. The game that is written only allows 1 fortune. You either have fortune, you don't have it. But like advantage in 5th edition, I think that's kind of silly because, it's either having it or don't having it means that it encourages you to sit on it until you absolutely fucking need it.
Right.
So I want to allow for a little bit of leeway in it.
Yeah, we got some abilities we can use.
Okay. So so you're all sitting with 1 fortune right now, and hello. Okay, so sounds like you got a plan then. So why don't you make what do you call it? Now Hobie is certainly, as you guys are sort of talking about what to do here and planning it out. Hobie seems to be remarkably familiar with the old fishery brothel.
Okay.
Not surprisingly.
Fair enough.
So he can give you a full layout of the place and like where this place where you're supposed to drop off is discussed. This is a brothel located in. It's not the one that's next to the old or the fallen soldier, which is just like a low class cheap brothel. This place is like it appeals to the folks who are coming in and out of the docks. Like it is dock workers and seamen who are coming to frequent this place, and not the captains and not the merchant houses. This is a shitty, bawdy brothel.
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned only because there's going to be lots of noise and what I was clamor in the front end of this place and coming out of this place, but where you're dropping off is around back. Which is a sort of a back alley that no one really goes to. Like some people come and pass out in there sometimes, but it's a place to sort of toss things that are intended for the trash at some point, but never get moved. So there's plenty of places to sort of to hide around there.
Right. Okay. Good.
Hobie also remember he's got dark vision as well too, so he'll be able to see what.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, then you can cast Fade whenever he needs it and just sort of hide and follow them. Yeah.
Sure. I remember that so what I've got listed there is you've got the number of castings for each of those. That's individual for each spell. And what you need is only a minute to recharge those.
Okay.
A minute of rest and you get those spells back.
That's the 0 level or all spells?
Yeah, each of them is different. The ones that you have 1 casting of are level 1 spells. The ones that you have 2 casting of are level 0 spells.
Right.
Where that number comes from is your power rating.
Okay.
Okay, so when your power rating goes up, that's when you will get more castings.
Right. All right. Yeah.
Okay. So so what I'd like from you guys is it sounds like Hobie and Millar are going to be the ones to sort of hide themselves there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead and make stealth checks for each of those. So Millar, you guys have 2 boons in addition to whatever other things are specific to your character. So
okay.
Hobie's got 2 boons plus he's trained as his background as a spy. So I'll give you another one for that.
All right, nice. And Shadow Sight. She's got Shadow Sight. I don't know.
No, Shadow Sight just allows her to see in.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything.
Professional, engineer, fisher, occult. Not really.
No.
Okay.
Fortunately, it is really dark there. So go ahead and make your checks.
All right, it's doing pretty good so far. Anyways, here we go. Go, Hobie, go. 19, nice. Plus 2 is 21.
Whoa, that's easy.
He knows what he's doing.
Even Millar, she saw
this
him.
is right up his alley. This is what he does for a living. All right. Boom. There you go. Nice.
Yeah.
Boom.
Okay, so both of you guys are, fortunately, there's tons of stuff about us around there. And you sort of get yourself in position. Does Millar want to cast that? How long does the spell last?
Eavesdrop only lasts concentration up to 1 minute. So she'll wait until she can see somebody and then cast it.
It does, like, you do say things and what, like, you're casting spells is like in other fantasy games, right, where you're saying things and whatever else. You're if you wanted to try and cast a spell without saying anything, I might make you make an intellect challenge with a Bane.
With the Bane, eh?
I think, yeah.
All right. That's reasonable because she wants to be. I mean, she can, as long as she can see the spot, she can hear it.
Yeah.
So she can be pretty far away, and then all right.
Because the way I'm picturing is like if you think of when you're casting spells, you're not saying if these are words of power, stuff like that. It's kind of like you would be coursing with adrenaline and with like exuberance and whatnot. Like imagine when you're overexcited and trying to keep things down. That's what you're doing. It's not just like I want to whisper and make this thing happen.
Right.
It's like you're trying to.
Of course, eavesdrop would have to have a little bit of subtlety to it.
Not necessarily, because eavesdrop just means that I can see somewhere I want to hear over there, like what's behind that corner.
Yeah.
Right. So with this one, I think you still, in order to get the spell off properly,
you got to do something.
It would be you sort of power, like fighting against that power.
Right.
So okay, so you're waiting in the hidden places. I'm guessing are you going down first before? Oh, hey, Speedy.
I think we'll take third down to the overpass, and then we'll go.
No, I mean with height. Is Junis going to go down first, or is
Junis will go down first, and then the two will be back up. Basically,
where's Junis going to go afterwards?
Just sort of walk away to a cautious distance, and then not too far at all, just out of sight.
Okay,
like around a building or something.
So you guys have Hobie obviously has described a place so that he knows where exactly Junis is going to be waiting afterwards.
Right. So we'll make it so that Hobie is going to follow. Millar will go and get Junis and then follow.
Okay. So when Junis drops off the money, you can see clearly that there's a there's the box that has the X clearly marked on it. You're able to all get down without any sort of running into any difficulty or trouble. I'm assuming you've avoided that trouble. Maybe there's one group of dockhands who are sort of like drunkenly making their way down towards some destination, and they see Junis at one point, and then kind of he's so fucking big and tough, they just decide like it's not worth the effort.
Right.
He goes, drops off the thing where he was instructed to, and makes his way off. The other two of you wait, and then what you think is about midnight. Oh no, yeah, neither of you guys would have a watch. It's too expensive. What you think is midnight comes and passes, and you're waiting, and you're waiting, and you get to the point where you're almost ready to like call it a night and assume that they're not coming. And you begin questioning whether, like, shit, were we spotted? Like, should we have been watching out to see if people were watching to see if we were going to do this exact thing? Mm-hmm. Then you hear kind of clank, 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 as that seems to be coming in your direction.
Okay.
You guys are waiting. What you see hunching into the alley is roughly human-sized figure with a kind of some kind of like leather cloak or something over its shoulders, sheltering kind of its head, and it's walking with a distinctive limp, but it has the sound of dragging metal on cobblestone that tick, 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 kind of across the uneven surface, and then clank as the other foot goes down. Okay. You've got no doubt. What you're thinking is that either this is someone. Hobie doesn't know. Sorry, Hobie has dark vision, so he can see. It's a clockwork. Mm. It's a really battered clockwork, but this thing is sort of making its way along. There seems to be something defective about this thing.
Okay.
But it kind of staggers forward, seemingly completely oblivious to you guys. And then it goes in and sort of looks around amongst the crates near where the money was dropped off, sees the money, grabs it, and then turns and kind of starts making its way out of the alley a little bit faster than what it was. So clank, clank, clank.
Well, there's no need to cast eavesdrop, I think, in this case.
No, this is really, yeah.
All right. So we discreetly follow using our shadow sight and dark vision to flip between the shadows.
Okay. This thing is, I'm not going to make you roll for it because this thing really is, for whatever reason, is completely oblivious to you guys.
Right.
This thing seems to be making his way down towards its way down towards the docks.
Okay.
So you're able to keep a discreet distance. I'm not sure you're going to, at this point, be able to get, unless you're sending Hobie back to...
Malar will go and get, like, Hobie's going to follow, and Malar's got an idea of which direction the thing is going. And so she'll just run and grab Junus, who's a bit slower, and then Junus will catch up, and then she'll run and try to find Hobie. Okay.
So that's, you guys start making your way down towards, so I guess it's Hobie who's following them. So Hobie is the best at, the stealthiest of all you guys. He's easily able to avoid the attention of anyone. This thing seems to be assiduously, kind of like ducking into the shadows if he hears other groups of people coming in. He's not particularly stealthy about it. And the people pass, you're able to duck into the back and let them pass as well. And you follow him down. Now, at this time of night, there's really almost no movement and no activity down at the docks. Hi, sweetie. What do I do? But what you see is this thing kind of goes down to one of the many, docks. And this is where the docks of Crossing are so old that there's, all sorts of different constructions and states of repair and whatever. This is one of the smaller kind of jetties that sets out where smaller boats and things like that, like the rowboats or whatever. You may remember that off the coast in the dark waters, off the shore of what do you call it? Of Crossing, there's a bunch of islands that lay out there that are supposedly rife with, ferries and ruins and all other sorts of, unsavory things. But anyway, he gets down there, and Hobie, because of his, there's a bit of a mist that's hanging over the water at this point. But because your dark vision, you're easily able to make out that this guy sort of meets two humans who are waiting there. And the two humans, he hands over the purse to them. The two of them sort of take it, they open it up, and then, or one of them opens it up and looks in, kind of nods to the other one. The other one throws something on the ground that this guy kind of clambers down, and he's picking it up. And the two of them turn and are getting into a rowboat. I'm guessing you're probably about maybe about 100 feet away at this point, because I'm guessing you're keeping a discreet distance. And unfortunately, because it's the dock, right? Like you can't really, it would be difficult to hide, to find a place to hide. Is that fair, or do you want to try and get in closer?
Well, if I can see what's going on, I don't need to get in closer.
Okay. Right? Yeah. So you see it happen. These guys climb into a rowboat, and then they start, rowing the boat off onto the kind of mist-filled lake.
And Hobie's not the one that has the coin.
No, the one who has the water walking coin. I don't. I've got it down as what's his name, as Junus having it, right. Only because. But the thing is, Junus has you grabbed 3 magic items in that last thing. There was the doll that gave you a bonus to swimming. There was the coin that allowed you to walk on water, and there was the singing scabbard. Right.
And the bonus to swimming is just what?
It's 1 boon.
It's 1 boon.
1 boon to all athletics types checks
chances are Malar probably has that. So how far back are Malar and Junus then?
Well, they're again, the docks in Crossing are fairly big. So Hobie would have there. I think what you guys were thinking is you get yourself down to the docks and then hope that you might be able to spot Hobie. Right. Because honestly, think of it like if you knew these guys were heading out of the docks, but you have no idea where at the docks. So but I'm guessing your thought is that Hobie's got keener eyes than you guys. He would get down there, and then he would collect you two, and then tell you what happened.
Okay. Well, he can't waste any time. He's going to grab a boat and follow these guys, and then we'll see. He'll keep an eye out. Does he see Millar and Jumas?
Okay. Well, what boat are you going to steal? Like, there's like, are you going to try and get to the same jetty that?
Not necessarily. He can just wherever there's sort of a rowboat that's easy to nab, he'll just nab it and then take it back later.
Okay. Okay. So the one thing I will say is that Hobie does have no training in boats or anything like that, right?
Right. But he can row one, right?
He can row one, but I'm not sure he'd be able to navigate on the lake at night.
Right.
So he could get himself, unfortunately, lost on the lake quite easily.
Well, we don't want to lose these guys. So he can hear them, right, and see them, and he can follow them.
Yeah, he can try. Yeah,
he can try. Misdirect. Okay, well,
you can try and delay them. If you've got another way that you thought that those guys would meet up, I'm just trying to think of, like, I can't think of a way that you would have affected, like, you could get the two groups, like, Hobie and the other two, back together on the docks without Hobie having to try and find them, because.
All right. So I mean, they're getting in the boat and they're already in the boat and taking off, or can he catch up to them?
No, they're already in the boat and taking off. They're about 100 feet away, so you could try and, like, run up.
Sure. Why don't I run up and say, gentlemen, hey, you aren't going across the lake, are you? I have some money in it for you if you want to take me across the lake.
Okay. Why don't you make a social attack on them? That's lying. Do you have any, like, deceiving or anything like that? What are your?
Well, just my spying. And the Rebel's Blessing. That's my Rebel. That's what I see. And then where are his? It
would just be under Professions, which is under your talents.
Under talents, okay. Dark Side, Eternal Returns, Language,
Professions.
Professions. Carouser, Pilgrim, Spelunker, and Spy. Well, I think between Spy and Carouser, he knows how to seem congenial enough. You wouldn't be with a spy. Why?
Yeah, let's try with Spy. So you get here's what it's going to be. Effectively, it's going to be with nothing. You'll get the boon from Spy, but you're going to get a Bane because, like, it's midnight on the docks and you're coming out of nowhere right after there was an exchange of ransom money.
All right.
So go ahead, make a roll, and then
Bane. Purple Bane.
Oh, no, you don't roll them.
Oh,
they cancel out.
All right. Straight up. Here we go. On Hobes. Come on, buddy. 5. Boom.
Okay, so you come out and say that, and we are now going to be going to combat.
Nice. Okay.
Okay, so they are. You're about 50 feet away right now, and one of them, without asking the other one. Well, one of them is going to. We're going to be in combat right now. Right. So remember that you pick either a quick action or a slow action. If you do a quick action, then you can. What do you call it? You can. Take one, either move or take an action. If you take a slow action, you get a move and an action.
Mm-hmm. How far away are they? No.
About 50 feet.
So is that medium range?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Why don't I try casting drunkenness on them?
Sure.
I only get that one per day, one casting per day.
Remember what drunkenness does, though. It makes them take half damage.
That's true.
It imposes a disadvantage on them, but they're immune to insanity and they take half damage.
Mm-hmm.
So effectively, you'd be doubling their hit points in exchange for giving them Bane.
Mm-hmm. Now, how many times can I cast? So it says one casting. Does that mean per day?
No, one casting per encounter.
Per encounter.
You need 1 minute to recharge all your castings.
Okay. Shit. Well, maybe I'll just cast Fade right away and try to hide myself, and then move forward in a hidden state.
Okay, so you want to do a slow action then? Okay, because
sure.
The way the initiative works in this, remember, is that heroes go first always, but it's slow action. So quick action.
Right.
So if you're doing either like one thing, you're either attacking or you're moving,
right,
or you're doing an action, and that's it for your round.
Mm-hmm.
They go first. So heroes go with quick actions, then monsters go with quick actions, or enemies with quick actions. Then those doing slow actions, which is a move and an action, you go. Heroes, and then enemies go.
All right. And are they armed with distance?
You can't tell from right now.
Can't tell.
No.
Okay, then I will take my slow action. Let them go first.
A slow action. Okay, so they're actually taking slow actions as well because they want to. It's a free action to draw weapons, but one of them is going to need both to be able to close with you.
Okay.
The other one is you're gonna take a slow action as well too, but he's pissed that the other one is leaving. Is running off after you rather than just leaving. Yeah, it looks like he may not actually be coming after you. It's only one of them.
Okay.
So you go first though. So what are you gonna do?
All right then. Well, let's see. In that case, so how close is he now?
Well, he hasn't acted yet. You act first.
Oh, okay. So they're doing slow too.
They're 50. Yeah, they're doing slow. So you go first. What are you gonna do?
All right. Well, how much? What is my move? How close to them do I get if I move towards them?
I'm gonna say with a single move, you'll get about halfway there.
Single move, you get about that's 25 feet. Now, is 25 feet short range or middle range? Probably middle range.
I wouldn't worry too much about that. Like it's gonna be you're
just
still
at misdirected short range. That's all.
Oh, I see. Hold up, and then short range. Give me a sec here. Short range, I think, is 25, which would be one move away. What I'm more inclined to do is use the kind of like in Star Wars and Conan, like some the games that just like a move puts you in one zone closer.
Right.
That's actually another cool thing. I mentioned that Conan's designed by the same guy as Star Wars.
Right.
So the thing they do it in zones. So they don't do ranges, it's just zones. So it's an abstracted, like you sort of have like this is a zone, this is a zone, this is a zone, this is a zone, and you just count the zones between. That tells you what the range is.
Okay.
And it's really clever. I mean, it's effectively what you do in Star Wars as well with the long, short, long, medium, whatever.
Right.
But and then it costs you one move or one maneuver to move each zone.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, let's see here. Ranged is shit. Fuck, where am I? Yeah, that's right. So your speed is measured in yards. So effectively, it's going to be, I'll say, to about 25 feet. And where the?
Sure, so 10 yards, yeah, 30 feet, yeah.
What I need to do is I need to flag. There's just there's so much stuff in this relatively small book that it makes it tough to find stuff sometimes, which is a good problem to have, right? Like, to cram so much cool stuff into one book. Oh, big sigh.
Yeah.
That's a good girl. Yes. Why can I not find this? Oh, you know what? Maybe it's some magic stuff. Sorry. This is what happens, guys, when you play a game for the first time. Range and distance in Chapter 2 for details on range. Thanks, guys. Thanks, game. Thanks, game.
CPA 15, CPA 4.
Yeah, really. I'm in a recursive loop. Oh, no. There we go. Medium is 20 yards. Short range is 5 yards. So you're not going to be within 5 yards of him. You won't be in short range with one, but you can make a double move if you like.
Make a double move. Okay, interesting. Are there any torches around?
No.
All right.
I mean, you have a torch on you, but you have to light it as an action.
Right.
You're suddenly like, shit. Was this the action I wanted to take?
Exactly.
Guys, I'll have my own ride. Never mind.
Exactly. So Buddy's still coming towards me.
Yeah.
I start talking loudly as I walk towards him.
Okay. That's a free action.
That's a free action. Okay, and saying, hey, whoa, what's the big deal, guys? I just asked an innocent question. Take it easy. There's people around. You don't want to cause a commotion to you, but I'm trying to speak loudly, so hopefully somebody will hear me.
Why don't you make perception checks for Junis and for Millar for me, please?
Perceiving. All right.
And I'm going to give you a boon to it just because it's like it is relatively dead quiet here, and I'm assuming he's speaking as loud as he can.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying too? So his voice, especially when he raises it, has a weird rasp to it that was not there before he died.
Sure, makes sense. Yeah. If your throat slits, that'll happen. All right. Young Millar with a perception of 12 gives her a bonus of 2.
Oh,
boom,
yeah.
Boom, 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 boom.
She knows exact. She kind of hits Junis like over here.
All right.
So you need to roll for Junis. Where it is. Okay, so that's what. So he's talking. He's walking towards. It means he's about 25 yards away right now. Okay. Anything else he wants to do? You still do an action. Like I'm assuming you got your.
I'll cast a misdirect on him. Oh, I can't do it yet because it's short range, so I'm not close enough. Okay.
What you could do is hold. Like, you'd say like, look, once he's in range, then I'll have my action.
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to treat contingent actions the same way I do and everything else. If X, then Y. If you know. Okay. So, and it works out because this guy on his turn, he is beelining towards you. He draws out this vicious-looking long stiletto type thing, and he's racing towards you. So he will, as he sort of crosses the range of your spell, go ahead and make. I think it's an intellect attack, isn't it?
It is. All right. Intellect attack and
His intellect is a 10.
intellect 10. All right. So I just no, I don't get a boon for any reason.
I don't think so.
No, just a straight up attack.
It's a straight attack.
So I got power. I've got.
What's your intellect?
Intellect is 10.
Okay, so
just straight up.
Yep.
Going for 10. Here we go. Kablam.
Oh,
1. All
after
right.
1. Do you want to spend your fortune? And
Because
reroll?
that's probably bad news for me.
1 ain't good.
One ain't good,
It's rarely good on a D20.
All right, let's use our fortune. All
Okay.
right, screw it. All right, let's have a no more fortune for you. Not the most fortunate guy, but then when you're dead, Lady Luck isn't quite in your corner anymore.
Yeah.
Oh
my
fuck
God.
off.
Another natural 1.
That's
Holy
impossible.
shit.
That's just not possible. Sorry, that was obviously an error.
Yeah.
That's part of the
Jesus.
All right.
Okay, so
That defies all law.
this guy, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give him a boon on his attack.
All right.
So you sort of like your spell. Unfortunately, you do use your casting. It just was unsuccessful.
I'm still a little new at this. It's a new spell.
Yeah, really.
All right.
And your throat is parched as you're trying to speak out the magical words. You stutter a bit, and it just does not actually affect as.
Katu Verado Necto. No, necktie.
Yeah, necktie.
No,
Nixon.
shit.
Okay. My favorite part of that is that he thought that would work.
Yeah.
Okay, I said it.
Katu Verado.
Taking the book. Best. Oh God. Okay, so sorry, he's coming running towards you. Oh, which means he's got 2 boons on his attack in total. And let's see how he does. Yeah, what's your defense?
My defense is 14.
14. Okay, so 16 does hit then. So he races forward and batters aside your defenses, hits you for 7 points of damage.
And my health is 14. Okay. So that goes, I'm at half health. All right.
Okay, here, I'll keep track of your guys here. So Millar.
Okay, so Millar and Junus are running towards us.
And Hobie. So Hobie has 14 health when he's at maximum, and now he's at 7. What's Junus's health?
Junus's health is 17.
17. And what's Millar's?
Millar's is 11.
11. Okay, thank you. Okay. All right, so this guy stabs in, and the other one is screaming, "What are you doing? Come on, come on!"
Right.
And he unhooks the rowboat, and it's getting ready to take off.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so those 2, I'm going to say it'll be 1 more round before they get there. So next round they won't be there. The round afterwards they will.
All right. Well, I think I'm going to. Can I trigger my fade then?
Yeah.
Because I got hit.
Yeah, you get 1 triggered action every round, and you haven't used 1 yet.
All right.
So okay, so yeah, you vanish.
Like, okay, so this is no working. Bam. All right.
Okay, so he kind of what do you call? So next round, you're invisible right now. He was going to take he's going to take a short action trying to slash at you.
Okay.
Okay. So he'll be a quick action. Are you going to do a quick or a slow action?
I will do a slow action, and because I'm hidden, and I will try to move towards the boat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe I'll take a double move and just move towards the boat. Unless 1 move will do it.
Okay. Okay. So you are so you'll be a slow action, so he actually gets the attack first, but because he can't see you, he's just slashing, blindly. You kind of have to cautiously move around this. You can hear your call. Are Millar and actually Millar rolled well enough so she knows specifically where to see him,
right,
or where to get to find him.
Okay.
So yeah, you make your way over towards the boat, and you'll have enough move to get over there with a single move. You can also do an action if you like as well. Now, if you take an action, it ends your hidden spell.
Right.
But
until the next round, right?
No, it ends.
So I mean, if I don't take an action, to
be honest, it ends anyway.
It ends anyway.
Yeah, so it'll automatically end.
Doesn't make any difference.
No.
Yeah. All right.
This guy seems quite ready to leave his ally behind.
All right. Is he? Okay, maybe I'll just, what if I get in the boat? Or I grab the rope?
Yeah, you can do either.
Yeah.
Grab me. You'll appear when you try and grab the rope because that's an action.
Sure, I'll do it.
But yeah, okay. So you grab. I gotta take a piss quickly, actually.
All right.
Sorry. So you grab the rope, and you appear. This guy kind of and for his free actions to draw his sword, and he's going to try and slash at you. I'm going to give him a bane,
right.
Which will cancel out his boon, just because he was surprised by it. 10 is not, so he slashes out at you, and you kind of
all right,
getting stabbed. One side of these guys was enough to convince you.
Right. What do you think, Emmy? Should I try to knock him in the water? Yes. Okay. That's a cute. Then how are we going to make him talk? How would you make him talk, Emmy? You just drool on him.
Okay, sorry for that. So next round, all of your guys will be able to sort of be in the area here. I'll put Junis and Millar at about 100 feet away, so they're sort of where what's his name first came into the Hobie first came into this.
Okay.
Hello.
They're rushing towards it.
Yeah, so I'm going to guess they're going to do slow actions, or
they'll do slow actions and hightail it over there. Yeah.
Okay. What about Hobie? Is he a slow action or quick action?
Magic wrench, short range. Hobie is his next action is going to be to try to yank the boat around, and then maybe see if he can get the guy off his feet, and maybe yank the boat back towards. Back towards everybody.
Now those are two different actions. Can only do one action per round.
Okay.
So if he's going to try and yank it and knock this dude down, that's an action.
Okay.
But that's only you could do that in a quick action.
Okay. We will try to do that.
Try to do that. Okay. Cool. Okay. Then in the guys, we'll take a quick action for the guy in the boat who's going to try and stab you again. The other guy, I'm just going to make a quick perception check for him to see if. I need to sensor here. To see if he notices your allies coming up. If so, he'll that may affect what he's going to do. Okay. So his perception is a 10, which means it'll be 10. I'm going to give one boon or one bane to it because so dark. You're 0. He's completely oblivious.
Okay.
If you know what, I can't remember if there's a charge thing. I wonder if there is, then I will say that Judas will actually have a boon against this guy, in addition to whatever other boons he's got.
Okay.
Let's see. Because this guy's completely, he's so pissed and furious with. Yeah, there isn't a charge in this.
Okay.
So hold on, let me double check that. And find help, reload, retreat, rush. You move twice your speed. Oh, and Junis is actually a little bit smaller or slower than the other two.
Yeah.
Isn't he? Yeah. Okay.
Stomp.
Okay. So so he'll be able to get up there, but he doesn't this round. But you know what? If he attacks the next round, Nox actually he probably won't even be standing there. Okay. Sorry, I'm thinking out loud here. All right, so first thing is, so Hobie's going to do a yank this thing. What I'm going to effectively make this is, it'll be a strength attack against his agility. So this guy's agility is at 12. If you succeed, he's going to, kind of fall back into the water.
Okay.
Okay. So.
So what am I doing here? All right. So what am I doing? Agility, sir?
It's a strength attack.
Strength. Cool. All right. So it's +1. And nothing's going to give you a boon here, is it? Spelunker?
No, I don't think.
Well, I mean, the guy's standing in a boat. That can't be easy, but I guess that's just a regular athletic attack.
I would, you know what, yeah, it is. This would be. I think it's a great idea, so I'll give you a boon for it as well. Yeah, because it would be. I've had something similar happen to me in real life, and
it's pretty hard to.
It's pretty fucking hard to keep your. Yes. No, this is not like a rug. It's like a rug on, a greased Teflon.
Right.
Being pulled up from underneath you. So
exactly.
Go ahead.
Yes, pretty much. All right, come on, baby. +1, rock and roll.
Ooh, nice. 12.
Nice, 13.
+1. Yeah. So, okay, so you yank this thing, and this kind of he falls back. Roll a d6 for me.
3.
Boom. Remember he had the money.
Yeah.
Whoosh into the water.
Nice. Okay, good to know.
Okay. So
all right.
Okay, so
good. That'll keep him around. All right.
Yeah. So the money goes, and he goes splash into the water as well too. Okay, so in his round, I'm going to make a strength check for him to try and actually not go down, because he is wearing
armor.
No, he's not wearing armor, but he's wearing clothes and stuff like that, and he was surprised. So let's see here. Yeah, he's fine. Yeah. So he splashes to the kind of like he's cursing you out. So then it is your guys come have a chance to move, Junis and Millar, because they're taking long actions. What are they going to do?
They're going to run as close as they can. How close can they get?
They can get within. This guy's. Oh, you know what? He ran out to meet you halfway. So I think that Millar and here's what I'm going to say. In order for Junis to get an attack, because he's slower, he will have to do what's called a lunge. You take a bane to your attack roll. Okay. But you're able to sort of reach out the extra yard that you need to get to him.
All right.
Okay.
And meanwhile, I think Millar is going to cast Foretell on him anyways. Okay. To give him a bonus, the 3 boons.
Hell yeah. Okay. So how does Foretell work?
Foretell, target one creature I can see within short range, concentration up to 1 minute. For the duration, whenever the target makes an attack roll or challenge roll and can hear you, it makes the roll with 3 boons.
Holy shit. Okay. And because he's a warrior, he actually has a boon with all weapon attacks too. So you lose, so you got 3 boons because of the spell, but then you lose 1 boon because of the...
so you just want to neutralize, you want to roll...
yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, I'm not going to have him roll. It's just silly unnecessary.
All right.
Okay, go ahead.
Boom. Here we go, mother trucker. And he's going to roll, yes, and so he's going to roll to hit this guy, I guess, with his sword. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
With his
sword. And then you pick the highest of your boon dice, and you add that to your result.
He's got an axe, apparently. Dagger.
Oh, fuck, you know what? 1 more boon, because he's, remember, he's unaware.
Nice. All right, I'll take it. Dude. And he does have a sword, but where's the sword on here? The staff. Wait a second. Sorry. Dagger, large shield, sword, 1d6 plus 2. Okay.
Yeah, that's your damage. So it's plus 2 to hit because of your strength. All right. Okay, here we go.
Rock and roll.
There's a 6.
Piss right off.
Oh, and a natural 1 and a 6. Fuck. Okay. Do you want to spend your fortune?
Yeah, totally.
I'm gonna give Hobie back his fortune because of that rowboat thing. That was a really funny idea.
Cool. Junis is going to spend that thing because screw that business. All right, here we go.
That's 3 ones you've rolled in a row, by the way.
That's kind of crazy, isn't it?
That's pretty great for you, especially.
Yeah, I know really. Some of these are better than others. There we go.
Nice.
23.
23 nails this guy.
All right.
So here's a cool thing too. As you get higher level, I've noticed there are certain things like when you get level 2 in your. Wait a minute. Is it when you're level 2 or is it now? There's something that triggers when you hit either at level 1 or level 2 as a warrior when you roll over 20.
Okay. With your boons.
Yeah, well, either when you roll an after 20 or when you roll higher with your boons. It is next level. What it is, forceful strike. When you do hit, you do an extra d6 damage.
Hey, boom. Sweet. That's
gonna be cool. Okay, so you hammer this guy. Go ahead and roll damage.
All right, rolling damage, 1d6 plus 2 to 8.
Wow.
Bam.
So yeah, this guy's describe it for me. He's not dead, but he's
right. The sword falls across his shoulder blades, across his back, and he howls in pain and arches his back.
You know what? I'm gonna roll 1d6 more. He's completely unaware of you, so I'll
5.
Nice. Okay.
And so he stumbles to one knee. And
he curses out and spins around and sees you there. Hi, sweetie. Just wake up. Yeah. What's going on? I know, combat. It's exciting. Hey? Okay, good girl. All right. So So Millar's done her thing. Millar can move as well too if she wants. She can,
So she'll move and follow him. Yeah.
okay, so I'm going to guess she's keeping a bit of a discreet distance so this guy doesn't stab her right away.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so this guy spins around and he's going to try and stab Junis. 10 is not going to do it though.
9 defense, 50. Sweet.
Yeah, so he slashes this knife at you, and you're easily able to batter it aside with your big shield.
Tink.
Okay, top of the round. Would you guys like to make short actions or long actions this turn? Or quick actions or long actions? Quick or slow, sorry.
Hobie, what's he going to do? And his weapon is he has an axe now? I guess he's an axe.
He's going to action a small shield.
All right. And so this guy what's the guy trying in the water trying to do? Get out of the dock, or is he trying to get?
It looks like he's probably going to try and swim to the dock or swim to the.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Hobie's going to reach out his hand to bring him up and hold the other hacks in his hand threateningly.
Okay.
As it's safe.
So you toss your shield to the side, get your axe out, and reach it out. Okay. Okay. Intellect check for me, please. Let's see how this guy reacts.
All right.
Did you say anything?
I say, come out of the water, lad. It'll be better for you.
Okay, go make a roll.
All right.
See how he does.
No boon. Why am I thinking of boon
Yeah.
here? Do I have a boon? No,
No
boon.
boon.
All right, no boon. 11.
Okay. So he, what do you call it? He's sputtering and kind of starts paddling toward, or he's looks like he's going to be coming towards you. It'll be a quick action for him too. Junis and Millar, quick action or slow action?
I think Junis, quick action, he's pretty nearby. And Millar will take a slow action.
Okay.
Yeah.
Millar could take, remember, as an action, she can maintain that spell.
As an action, yeah, she'll maintain it for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So
He's got to concentrate. Okay, right. I got
that's
it.
right. Yeah. Concentration in this it does require an action. So it's you still muttering the arcane words and whatever. Okay. All right. So then if Junis is taking a quick action, then he gets to act before the guy in the water.
Okay.
So go ahead.
All right. Junis is going to, I guess he's going to hack this guy down.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now you do get the full benefit of your boon. So the 3 from the spell and 1 from your warrior ability. Go ahead and make an attack.
All right. Rock and roll. Yeah. Go, Junis. Go, go, go.
That's
not
dog
good.
shit.
That is total dog shit. 8. Let's strike plus 2 is 10.
Hit. 10 is unfortunately not.
Okay.
No, the first time
Clang.
this guy learned from his mistake, so he you swing kind of on a backswing with your sword, and he's learned and to keep his distance from you.
Right.
He's going to do a quick action as well and try and stab you. Nope. 7 is not going to cut it. And then the guy in the water kind of sputters forward and takes your hand and allows you to sort of help him out of the water.
Right.
Yeah, so he's pulled out of the water, I guess, during his turn. Okay, slow action. What is Millar doing? Maintaining the spell, I guess.
Maintaining the spell, yeah, that's right.
And then she so slow because that means she can take a movement and that if she wants.
She will just stay at a respectable distance just behind Junis. Using
Okay.
Junis' cover.
So she really could have taken a slow action or a quick action then.
I guess you could have.
Yeah.
If concentration is an action, it's quick.
Yeah, just you get all it means is that effectively you get a quick on a quick action you can just do an action or you can move. On a slow action you can take an action and you can move.
All right.
So if you don't need to move, there's really no need to do it. Why don't you act before everyone else? Okay. All right. So next round, you guys passed incidentally too. I'm going to say that the clockwork has finally actually collected. He's a little shocked by everything that was going on and sort of looked up and he's now sort of come to his senses again and is collecting whatever he had been dropped and he's now stood up. So he's at the end of the dock from where you guys are. He's about 25 yards away.
So which guy is that?
Okay, remember there's the clockwork that you guys followed.
He's still there.
He's still there, yeah. Because sort of like they threw the shit in the ground. He bent down and started picking shit up.
Yeah.
He wasn't done by the time Hobie started yelling.
Okay.
He hasn't been doing anything right now.
Okay.
So he's about a movement away from you guys.
All right.
And he kind of stumbling to his feet and it looks like he's going to try and make a getaway.
Okay.
Okay. So now it is top of the round. Quick action or slow action for you guys?
I think Hobie. His action is going to be pulling the guy out of the water and saying something for the most part.
Well, the guy's down on the ground. Yeah, he's out on the dock now.
Okay.
Hobie
says, "You're going to behave yourself, lad."
Okay, that sounds like intimidate. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And then what does Junis want to do? Quick or slow?
And then Junis is going to try to finish this guy off.
Okay, so it's quick. What about Millar?
And Millar is going to maintain the spell and I guess keep an eye on the other robot.
Okay. Okay. So the clockwork. Okay. Clockwork's taking it slow. The two other guys are taking quick actions. So first, let's do Hobie trying to intimidate this guy.
All right.
I'll give you a boon because you did just drag him out of the water, and you're.
And he's a spy.
I don't think spy's going to work that way. I know. I don't think like spy. Spy's not going to allow you to do everything that any spy has ever done. It's going to be sneaky, deceptive shit.
All right.
Okay. So.
All right.
I will give you the boon though because you've got a giant guy who's kicking the shit out of his friends.
All right. Intimidation, and that will be a will check.
It'll be sure. Yeah.
All right. +1. Come on, baby. Boom. 7, 18.
Nice. Yeah. Okay, so he kind of puts his hands up and he's like, all right. And you see the coloring on this guy. He's got the same Rude Boys coloring that the guys that you had fought. Well, you've met the Rude Boys before, or seen them at least. The guys you fought 3 months ago, the ones that were keeping watch on the Moore House, where you found that big iron prison, and when you found Father Gregory. Okay, so he's out. He's staying put. That's all he's doing.
Okay.
He's sort of like trying to recover from swallowing some water. Now it's Junis' turn.
Junis' turn. He'll take a swing and a stab at Buddy Boy.
Okay.
Full power. Here we go. 1. Oh my goodness. It's 12.
No.
Nope.
Oh yeah, it is 12 because you're because of your strength.
Right.
Yes, that is good enough.
Boom. All right. 1d6 + 2. 6.
Okay. Yeah. How does he die?
The sword sticks in his face and it goes through to the back of his throat.
Okay. So you guys you've sort of been trading blows this last little bit. You swing wide. He kind of stabs in and slashes a couple times. You batter it aside and then right in the face, and he falls down. And then it takes a twist of your arm to pull this thing out of his face.
All right.
Okay. There's a little bit of a squeal from behind you as the Clockwork sees this. What is Millar doing?
Millar will, she sustained a spell, but she can move.
Yeah. She could say something as well. Yeah, because she's concentrating. She could say something as well if she wants.
Right. I think she'll say to Hobie, get him to call the droid back with the clockwork back. And she'll say, and then she'll start. Well, I guess that's
you know what we can say. There's a slang for it too, like the gear, maybe.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Okay. Or the cog.
Gear. The cog. Yeah. Sure. Get her to call the cog back, and then she'll start moving towards the cog.
Okay. Junis is really upset with that. Racial slur.
Okay. Well, then I all right. We don't want to be insensitive.
Yeah. So that's fine. I think cog is probably that's less cumbersome than clockwork.
Sure.
Okay. So yeah. Okay. You rolled so well from that, then the guy you can make him do that.
Okay.
So he sort of whether he does do that or not is another question. I'm gonna get you to make a intimidate. Okay. So what he says actually. Hold on here. The guy who's on the ground. He calls out, Gears, don't you go anywhere. And I'm going to make you make a D20 roll for me and add 1 to it. And I'll give 1. No, actually, there's going to be a Bane involved there too. So just go ahead and make the roll. Let's see if he.
Roll.
Yeah.
3.
He turns and kind of clank. He's trying to make a getaway.
Okay.
He's even slower than Junis, though.
Right.
So, you guys can catch him without much effort, really.
Okay.
It's just a question of what you want to do when you get to him.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So, Hobie's got sort of an eye on this Rude Boy. The other one's dead on the ground. What do Millar and Junis want to do?
Well, maybe we'll send Junis after the old gear. And he'll just sort of pick him up and drag him back, I guess. And then and then Hobie and Millar will discuss what to do.
Okay. Okay, so you sort of gesture to go get him, and Judas clunk, clunk, clunk. It's very, very easy to catch up to this guy.
Okay.
And as you're getting closer, he's sort of that raspy sort of voice that all the clockworks have, kind of like no, but he's completely gives up any fight. He's got no fight in him whatsoever.
Right. Judas will say, relax. We're not going to hurt you. We just want to talk to you for a second.
Okay, so you sort of force him to noise. No. Could you make a perception check for me, please, with Judas? And I'll give you a boon.
Alrighty. Perceiving. He's got a big gold 9 for perception, which gives him a 10 altogether.
Okay, so yeah, you're still able. It's this guy's holding a bunch of little things, little kind of like square-shaped glass containers. Cheap, like these kind of like cheap made things are so like almost to the point where they're so opaque because they've been refilled so many times. But you notice that one of them has sort of come open, and you recognize sort of the thing that's in there. One of them is maybe shattered in his sort of excitement to get going.
Right.
What it is, or at least what you think it is something called dream grease. And what it is effectively kind of like a enchanted, kind of effectively like narcotic for clockworks.
Gearhead narcotic.
Nice. Yeah. So this is like a drug specifically for clockworks.
Right.
Okay. So this guy is, and you're looking at him and like, yeah, this is what you would think of like a clockwork addict.
Right. Okay. That makes sense.
So he sort of stops and he's, as soon as you catch him, he's given up all no,
Yeah.
Don't hurt me.
Yeah. Judas says, I'm not going to hurt you. Relax. We just want to ask a couple questions. He brings it back down the docks.
Okay. So he's back down the docks, and the one rude boy is still in place with Hobie. What you guys have a chance now we're out of combat. What do you guys want to do here with these two guys?
All right. Well, those coins at least are nice and safe. Let's mark the dock for one thing, but put a notch in the dock where
okay.
Like the
tides do come in and out though, so it's not like it is 10 pounds. It's probably not going to go anywhere, but like you wouldn't want the constant sort of shifting of sands and mud like that. Like it could get covered really quickly.
First things first.
Okay.
We got to figure out where this guy was going. And so Hobie, this being a good part of his job, is going to look at the guy and say, now look, we have a very serious question we'd like to ask you, and how you answer it has a bearing on how you walk away from the situation.
Okay.
And that question is, where were you taking that money?
Okay. He look kind of does a quick survey of all three of you guys. He sees Gears there, who's kind of holding in his dream grease, and he says, the big island. We've got the girl on the big island. He has no what do you call it? There are he says so they've got him on there. There's two watching on the beaches for us to come back. They've got her there. She's alive. They haven't killed her.
All right, that was a good answer. Now what the heck are we gonna do?
Wait, shit.
All right. Well, I think there's a couple things we'd kind of like to. Well, okay. Well, now we know, and the time is a bit of a factor here. But we could get Millar to jump in the water with her little doll and try to get back the coins. She could have a rope. Just attach a rope to her, and she could tug on the rope if she needs a hand up.
Millar can't see. Remember, it's after midnight at night underwater.
And she's got shadow sight, but not.
Shadow sight allows you to see in shadows.
Right.
Dark sight allows you to see actually in dark.
Oh, so
does what's his name breathe anymore, Hobie? I can't remember.
Well, that's a good question.
Let me see. It should say on the sheet. Let me make sure I got the rules for Revenant here.
He's got dark sight, so maybe we'd give him the doll. And
disease, poison, fatigue. You apparently have to breathe still.
That makes sense. We could just jump right in and have a rope attached to him, and then he could yank on the rope when he wants a hand up, and then Junas could just haul him up if he's got the bag, and he could use his dark sight to try and find the bag.
Your dark sight will offset whatever penalty comes from the darkness. So I think what I'm gonna say is if he wants to go in there, he'll strip down and As you're sort of doing that, the rude boy says that the screeching eels, they're in there.
Screeching eels.
Yeah, you know that one of the things that haunts these waters is the screeching eels.
Okay. Well, then nobody's really want to go down and get those coins.
Well,
well, no one knows they're there except for this guy.
Well, that guy knows that they're there. You guys all sort of, what's your name? Millar would know this as well too.
Right.
But they are there in a sense that they're in the waters.
Right.
They hunt at night. They screech. This is something too taken from Princess Bride and put into the setting.
Fair enough. Yes, I was just thinking of that, of course.
Oh, I love it.
Inconceivable.
Yeah, exactly. So the screeching eels do actually infest these waters. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're directly underneath this dock.
Right. Just you know.
But it's possible that these things, the screeching eels, are in here somewhere.
All right.
Sorry, shrieking eels.
They're members of the Night Watch around, right?
The shrieking eels, incidentally, 10 feet long.
Oh, that's a pretty good size.
They take the name from the alarming noise they make when they detect prey, signaling other eels to join in the attack.
Well, I mean, if he's got dark sight and he's got a rope attached to him, we could make this a pretty quick entry and exit to grab these things.
Yep. As long as he can find it quickly.
As long as he can find it quickly. All right. Well, I think we may as well give it a whirl. A couple of things. I think that for one thing, maybe we'll just keep everybody hanging on for a second while we get the coins, and we'll do that. Okay. First things first. That's it. I mean, or we can just, because we got to do something. So, because we're going to go find a member of the Night Watch here very shortly. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to give the guy to hold.
One thing I did not mention, because I forgot, Master Dreen specifically did not contact the Brown Cloaks about this. Remember, the Brown Cloaks are the local watch.
Oh, okay.
He specifically did not do that because he wants you to murder all of them.
He wants us to murder. Okay. So
he wants you to kill anyone who is involved with the kidnapping.
Okay. Well, that changes things a little bit. Okay. Let's think about this for a second. Well, then what we're going to do is this. Millar is going to use a little bit of her jury rig to help to repair the broken old down gear a little bit out of sympathy.
Okay. Yeah, I love that. Okay.
Just out of sympathy for him. And then,
so it doesn't work as like a healing spell because it only works on objects, but effectively what you would do is you would just stop the key. Remember how because that's when how clockworks become objects is their key runs down.
Okay.
So you would just sort of like hold on, I got this. You've got engineering, so I think you would if he lets you. Where are you going, sweetie? What is that? Strange sound.
What's that noise?
So you would hit, maybe you'd pick up some lever and it would kind of like would wind him down. You'd be able to cast a spell, and then you kind of start him up again, and then he'd be good to go.
Okay.
So yes, you do that.
Yeah.
So he's a little better off than what he was.
Okay. And then we look at him and we say, "You're gonna keep your mouth shut about all this, aren't you?" To the gear.
He kind of looks at you and looks down. Make a intellect check for me, and you can get the benefit from spy from Hobie.
Okay, intellect check, spy from Hobie.
Challenge.
All right. Intellect 10.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so 17. Yeah. All right.
Here's what Hobie, I'm not saying he says this out loud. Here's what Hobie knows. This guy's an addict.
Yeah, right.
As soon as someone brings dream grease to him, if they asked about it, he probably will stay afraid of you until someone offers him dream grease to rat you guys out.
Right. Okay, well, in that case, what we're going to do is we're going to turn him off until we get back. The key in the back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you sort of do repairs and he kind of moves and he's like, yeah. I'm like, does that feel better? Yeah, it does. I feel a lot better.
Perfect.
And he says, okay.
Then we tie up the remaining guy and we bring him in the boat with us and we go across the pond to the island.
Okay, so first things first, you said you were going for the money?
Well, I think we're going to leave the money until we get back from the island.
Okay.
That's what we're going to do.
Okay. So you're taking this guy with you to the island?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to do that. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Okay. So you guys pile into the boat as soon as Juna steps in and kind of like.
So we take the key as well. Can you take the key out of the thing so it can't be started again?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so. Oh, hold on. You know what? Make a engineering challenge for me for Millar.
All right.
So make an intellect check, and you're going to get a boon from her engineering.
All right. Let's do this. All right. Intellect checking. Kablam.
Nice. Yep. So you sort of like you pull some of your brass gears out. You sort of and it's out. So they're going to have to either put whoever would want to restart him would have to put a new key in or whatever.
Okay. And then we go. All right, we get in the boat and we got to hightail it over there because it's probably on the clock here.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So it doesn't take long. Like this thing is only, it takes you maybe about 45 minutes to sort of paddle out to this.
Mm-hmm.
And what he's described, you've had an opportunity to talk to this guy and find out what to expect on this island. The island is like a lot of them. It's sort of like a sandy kind of beach-like surface around, and then in the middle of sort of the island is full of in this one ruins and trees, like vegetation. Now, and surprisingly large vegetation as well, too. Like as if this is well, no, I guess it's not surprising because like fucking seeds would blow out there and stuff like that. Sorry, I'm waxing poetic on what do you call it? Fauna or flora, rather. Okay, so what would you make a occult challenge for me, please, for Millar?
Millar, that's intellect?
Yes.
Easy.
Okay, so here's what you know is that, and this is what sort of in the course of learning about a little bit about the supernatural in this area, you know that the islands off the shore in the dark water are rife with fairy, and in the last decade or so they've turned malicious. There's been a distinctive change in the what was once like playful, like hiding gear and stuff like that. It has turned murderous, like hiding food and leaving boats off, leaving people to be castaway on some of these things,
right.
or risk swimming through eel-infested waters to try and reach crossings again.
Right.
So no, you don't know anything specific about this, and you also know that these islands are full of ruins of the fairy civilization that was here beforehand. That's survived by the 6 spires, fairy spires in Crossing. So, what sort of precautions are you taking, or what kind of things you want to do as you approach? All your castings are back now. You would have had time to recharge those.
Okay. Well, she's got sense magic, Millar, so you just throw that on.
I think that's a specific casting. It's not what's the duration of that?
It's a sphere with a 5-yard radius centered on a point within your space. You know if there are any ongoing magical effects in the area and from what points they originate.
Well, and there's no duration on it? If there's no duration, then what it is an instant sort of thing.
Instant sort of thing.
Yeah. Okay. It's not like a regular ongoing thing. God damn. What was I looking up? I just saw something and I'm like, oh, I need to quickly check that, and I can't remember now what the fuck I was checking.
Well, I could use auger.
So it's piscomancy. So are you carrying around fish guts in kind of a sealed container? Which would actually be kind of cool. You would be freaking this guy way the fuck out.
I mean, I guess I'm going to be an augur. That'd be a smart thing to do. If I'm a piscomancer, right? Okay. No good being a piscomancer without fish guts in your pouch. So
okay,
fair enough.
So you decide to read the fish guts.
Yeah.
So you lay them out. You search the entrails. Yeah. What is the question you are seeking an answer to?
Are we going to run into any?
Okay. Remember, when you're asking your question, don't phrase it in such a way that there's a contingent.
Okay. Are we heading in the direction of any fey danger? Yes,
Yes.
is the answer. Okay.
Now, because of the way that's phrased,
Mm.
you're heading north towards an island
Mm.
in a very, very large chain of islands and stuff like that. So,
Okay.
yes, you are technically heading the direction
Eh.
of a faith danger.
All right. Of course. It's like dealing with the devil. All right.
Well, it's like, you know what it is because it's an awesome fucking spell,
Right.
but that's the way that it's mitigated, is that because you have to be
It's
very
like a Ouija board. Yeah.
well. This way you could, like, let's say, you could have asked, are there fae threats on the island that is our destination?
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Good
Okay.
to know. All right. Well, better be ready for that. All right.
God, I love that spell.
It's a neat spell.
It's so cool.
Yeah. Total Ouija board.
Okay, so you sort of maybe Hobie knows sort of what you're doing there, and he kind of looks at it and he's like, "So, what do they say?"
Well, looks like we've got a few extra challenges to deal with on the island.
Sits down again, which you just reminded me what I was looking up.
All
Thank
right.
you. Remember that Millar has a healing potion as well too.
All right. Yes, of course. That's right.
Yeah, and Hobie is currently enjoying 7 points of damage.
Yes, he is. How much does a healing potion heal?
I'm just checking those two things right now. So, a healing potion. You may want to invest in a healer's kit as well, because you can heal it, and it when someone is dying, you can make an intellect challenge, and on a success, they heal 1 damage. For the potion, a healing potion heals damage equal to the healing rate. So whatever his healing rate is.
And his healing rate is 3.
Okay.
Good to know.
Do you want to let him quaff that, or let me hold on? That's what let me check and see what if there's a first aid type thing you can do. 'Cause I can't remember,
Sure.
to be honest. It's earlier on before. I'm slowly figuring out where the hell everything is in here. Okay. For those at home too, I should say, like, anyone who's sort of on the fence about or has been looking at picking this game up and has been wondering if it's worth the worth the money or the effort tracking it down, because it is a mass-produced thing. This is an amazing amount of material in such a short product. It's just really, really, really well done. There's tons and tons and tons of character options and options for the DMs to use. The closest thing that I can use as a comparator is a old product from the 80s called the Rules Cyclopedia for basic D&D that had the entire game under 2 covers, everything you would need for years of campaign play. Very similar to this. It's just really, really great stuff. Okay, so you can you benefit from a period of rest once every 24 hours. A rest is a period of inactivity that lasts for 8 hours, during which you can't sleep, meditate, or whatever. Then you gain equal to your healing rate. So healing is really slow in this. Okay, so do you want to use a healing potion, or you want to just kind of see if you can get by? You are currently at 7 health.
Yeah, he's not going to take much more damage, is he? Well, we'll hold off on the healing potion for now.
Yeah, he's died once already.
Yeah,
We'll
exactly.
really,
He'll come back again.
You can't get more dead.
No, exactly.
Okay, so all right. Any other questions? You have time to interrogate this guy as well too.
Okay.
Anything further you want to try and?
How many guys are on the island?
9.
9 guys are on the island. Yeah.
And her.
And her. And have you seen any fairies and stuff on the island? Any dangerous wildlife?
He kind of looks at Millar. Is this Millar asking, or is this Hobie asking?
Hobie.
Hobie. Okay. So he kind of looks at Millar and says, "How did you know?"
How did I know? Let's just say we have connections.
So it's something that's been hiding our. We thought it was. There's something that's been hiding our stuff on the island.
Oh, really? Nice. Okay, but no attacks on you.
No.
Okay. Do they post any guys on guard on the island?
There's 2 on the beach.
There's 2 on the beach.
There will be 2 on the beach as we approach.
Okay. All right. Well, if we have any more questions, we'll let you know.
Okay. So yeah, you're about 50. What are you doing with this dude? As you like, are you just going to keep him on the boat or what?
Well, I'm going to say to him, in return for your help, we're going to be merciful. We're going to be merciful towards you. That's what we say. Yeah.
Okay. Are you telling the truth?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So he'll buy it.
All right.
Okay. Actually, you know what? Would you make this is Hobie saying this?
Mm-hmm.
Make it would be intellect check against him. I don't think you can use spy for this necessarily.
Okay.
Because you're trying to be no boon.
No boon?
Yeah.
That's a 5, I guess.
Okay. He doesn't look like he's necessarily buying what you're selling.
Right.
What have you done to secure this guy?
We've tied up his hands.
Okay. Behind him, in front of him?
Behind him.
Okay. Okay. So you guys are getting closer to you get closer to the beach. What's the sort of plan here? Just so I know.
Okay, the plan is we'll park the boat somewhere just off the beach, or maybe we'll. Interesting.
Millar, I'm saying just because of the fishing, she knows what sort of area that you're going in for.
Right. Okay. Well, maybe what we'll do is we'll drop off Millar and Junis out of sight, and then Hobie and the other guy will come into shore.
Remember, Junis, using that coin can actually walk on water too.
Well, that's right. Too, can't he? That's a good point. And the water's kind of misty, is it?
Yep.
All right. Well, let's throw him on the water,
Okay.
and then she can lie down in the boat.
Okay.
And then Hobie will say, "Okay, well, your life depends on this. As we get closer to shore, you're gonna call your buddies in to give you a hand with the coins."
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you intimidated this guy beforehand, so yeah, he's on board with what you're doing. Okay.
Right.
So you guys are. What is Judas? Will be the first one. Why don't you make a stealth check for me? So it'll be an agility check. I'll give you 2 boons to it because of the mist and because of the darkness.
Right.
And these dudes do not have dark vision.
Right.
Yeah, go ahead.
7, 4, 11, 10 altogether.
His agility is an 11?
His agility is a 9, so he's got a -1, but that's 7 plus 4 is 11 minus 1 is 10.
No, remember, you take the highest one.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Right. Boo.
So he's got an 8.
He's got an 8. All right. No, that's all he can do.
Okay. So he goes racing onto the onto the beach, and as he sort
He's
of
on the water, isn't he?
well, as I'm saying, but he's a giant hunk of 300 pounds of metal as he's going. So he's making that's the sound of him rattling as he's going in. He goes racing along the along the water. You guys are Hobie is rowing the boat to get it in. The other guy's sitting in the dock. As he runs in, the beach is not, I'm going to say is about maybe 150 feet across as sort of the stretch where you guys are. There are the 2 guys who are on watch here. I believe 2 guys. Let me see here. Oops. I'll say 2, yeah. And 2 stand watching the beach. So as he's sort of going in, they're going to be aware. They see him sort of go racing across the water. They don't know necessarily what he is, but they'll see him and draw their weapons and close in towards him.
Okay.
So we're going to go into initiative now. So why don't you make a perception check for me for Junis? I'm going to give actually the same penalty. So those 2 boons become banes.
Okay.
2 banes because of his, what do you call it? Because of the mist and the darkness. And what's his perception?
Perception is 9.
9, okay.
Good stuff. Plus or minus 1. Nothing to it. Boom. 9, 6. So he gets a 3 or 2 there.
Okay,
Nice.
so he's completely unaware that he doesn't know where they are. So he comes clattering down and he's onto the shore and is making his way, like I'm sneaking, and he's not sneaking. Okay, so I'm going to assume he's effectively moving each round until they see, and now they're within about 5 yards. They've set up not an ambush, but effectively like an ambush for him. And I'm going to let them run in and make attacks on him before he gets to act.
Okay.
So it'll be a surprise round for him. So the two of them, they have boons. His defense is a 15, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so one hits and one misses.
All right.
Okay, so he takes 10 points of damage.
God damn it. All right. Okay.
Okay. So they come in and as a vicious. What does Judas do?
Well, I guess he can run out onto the water, can't he?
Yeah, he will leave himself open. They'll have triggered actions to do free strikes against him if he just runs away, though.
That's okay.
You can do. Remember that you can do that, like kind of like a withdrawal or whatever.
Fighting withdrawal.
Yeah, kind of. Let's see here. You can do a guarded. No, where's it here? You may attack roll with one Bane on a success. Your movement does not trigger free attacks from the target until the end of the end of the round. But that if you're going to do that, and then also you're also going to move, then you will you'll be going to slow action. These guys are both going to take quick actions and just attack again. You can defend, which means all attack rolls against you are with one Bane.
Right.
And you make all challenge rolls to resist attacks with one boon.
Well, that's. I mean, that sounds like a reasonable idea at this point. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, and that actually it would be better because it would impose banes on both of them.
Right.
Okay, so unfortunately. Okay, so what you can do is you can do a quick action, which means you get to do that before they act.
Right.
Or you do a slow action where you're going to try and defend and then move. That means it won't trigger until the following round.
Even my defense won't trigger.
Yeah, because think of it this way: like swift actions go or quick actions go first, then slow actions. On a quick action, they're going to attack you.
I guess I better.
You'll go before them if you want, but and for free you can shout out or something like that.
Well, I mean, I guess I'd better where's the boat? Like, am I out of sight of the boat?
You can't see the boat. You can even see them, so you know the boat's coming to this area, but you don't know where the hell it is.
All right,
you know it's out in the water.
Right. Shit. Okay, well, I guess he better defend, and I guess he'd better sort of call out, but not too loud.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, they wouldn't be too far away from each other. Like, what would the point?
No, what I'm going to say is I'm going to make Hobie make a strength check, and if he or a strength challenge, if he succeeds, he's going to get the boat to the. It'll be like his action and his movement will get the boat to the beach. Yeah. If he fails, it'll be one more round.
Okay.
Okay. So what does he? So he calls out enough to be what does he say?
It says on guard.
Okay. Okay. So you've done that, which means they only so they don't have boons anymore. Where's it? Give me your fire dice. Yes. All right. So these two rude boys come in. One hits, one misses. Okay. And 9 points of damage. So unfortunately, he can be repaired.
All right, yeah, 19. Yeah.
Oh shit! Hold on. Take a look at Junus's thing. Doesn't he have a thing that's an action to allow him to recover some?
Well, he has. Yes, he has repair damage. When you're a creature, you heal damage like any other creature. If you're an object, the creature can use an action to start repairing you with a toolkit.
No, there's a warrior ability he's got.
Okay.
Maybe I'm thinking of something he gets at second level again.
Catch your breath.
Yeah. What's that?
You can use an action, a triggered action on your turn to heal damage equal to your healing rate. Yeah.
Okay, so
you're not use it again after complete rest.
So on it's a triggered action. You what's your healing rate?
4.
Which would mean you would not be down.
That's right.
You'd be at 2 health, but you would not be down. Okay.
Right.
Sweet. Okay.
Nice. All right.
So and that's where every round you get a triggered action. So you would just be using that. You could make a free strike. Instead, right? So you could not.
Okay.
You get one triggered action every round.
Gotcha. Right.
Yeah. So that's been used. Okay. So yeah. Whoa, and you're keeping yourself back. Okay. Now Hobie needs to make a strength check for me, please.
Hobie, come on, Hobie.
Strength challenge.
All right.
Okay. Sure, yeah.
All right.
Whichever one's right
And then strength challenge. So he's got an 11, and that's just a straight up strength challenge.
Yep.
Okay, come on, obey. Boom, 9 plus 10.
Nice.
Yeah.
Whoosh, you're kind of pulling them in, and yeah, you're able to get the thing there. So Malar can act this round as well. She has, I'm assuming, a slow action because that's what he took.
Sure.
So Malar is up. You can see what's going on,
Right.
and there are about 30 yards away. There are two of these rude boys, sort of on the beach, trying to flank and stab at Junis. You don't need to. Your engineering helps with this, but you can see he's pretty banged up right now.
Right.
There's some like oil, spewing out of one of his arms. There's a wheezing sound every time he brings up his shield to try and block one of the attacks.
Right.
What are you gonna do?
Okay. Well, shit balls. Can do. So can she get to him?
If it's 30 yards, so that's 10 yards, 30 feet. So yeah, it would be one move to get there.
She could hit somebody, or she could heal him. Jury rig. Removing one.
Remember, jury rig only works against an object.
Oh, right. Okay. In that case, she's gonna jump out and just get close enough to launch a magic wrench at one of them.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to give you a boon on attack against him because they're not aware that they're focused on him right now.
Nice.
Okay.
All right. Here we go.
So it's an intellect thing, isn't it?
Is it? Does it say?
I think it's an intellect attack against those guys.
Intellect is 11. All right. Intellect attack. Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Okay. And then did she get one because it's magic or anything?
Nope.
Okay. It's just straight up power.
What's your intellect?
Her intellect is 11.
Oh, nice. You get +1 to your roll.
Okay, so no, and then power. That what is that? That just means how many spells.
That just means how powerful you are with magic right now. That just dictates, for the most part, just dictates how many spells you can, what level of spell you can learn, and how many castings you get per day.
Okay. All right. Well.
Whoa! Natural 20.
All right.
Nice. Okay, so I'll let you do an extra D. Oh, hold on. Doesn't it have a 20 plus?
Attack roll 20 plus. Target becomes also impaired until the end of the round.
Amazing.
All right.
Okay, so that's awesome. So go ahead and roll damage.
Okay, so just go ahead to D6 then. There's and it's not automatic.
Whatever
full
the
damage.
damage is.
It's not automatic full damage on
No.
a crit. Okay.
No.
Okay, so it's D6 plus 1. Come on, baby. 6.
Whoa,
Ba-boom.
nice. And he's going to suffer a bane on anything he does this round.
Boom. All right.
Okay. So, all right. Man, this guy's hammered by your brass wrench, which I know appears back in your hand. And he kind of turns around. They've already gone this round because they did quick actions, which means top of the round. So would you guys like to make quick or slow actions?
I think Juris will make a quick action. Millar will make a quick action. And Hobie has to get out of the boat, I guess. And
That's the move.
That's the
If
move.
he's making a move, then it'll be
A slow.
Yeah, well, yeah. He'll either get out of the boat and that's all he does as a quick action, or he'll do a slow action if he wants to move and do something else.
I guess he'll move and attack. The other guy who's not wounded yet.
Okay, so we slow action. Okay, so these two guys are going to take quick action. So Junis and Millar get to go first.
All right. Well, Millar is going to. What's she going to do? I guess she's going to wrench the guy again.
Okay. You got 2 castings of that, don't you?
I get 2 castings. That's
Yep.
right.
Sweet.
Okay. Boom. And any benefits for that?
Nada. There. Oh, no, not against this guy.
Okay. Either that or I can cast Foretell, which would give Junis a big bonus. Questions, but I only get 1 casting. But mind you, she can concentrate and keep giving him that. But then, of course, if he shuts down, then he shuts down.
Yeah, and that takes up her action then as well.
Right.
One benefit if he shuts down, he becomes an object.
Right, so then she can fix him. So why waste a Foretell? Magic wrench it is. Here we go.
Here we go.
Boom. On, I guess maybe on the same guy. Why not?
Okay.
All Come on, baby.
Oh,
Boom,
nice.
18. So
Okay.
that's actually intellect that's 19. All right.
Okay. So go ahead and roll damage.
You should not get a bonus for anything.
Is it the same guy he's doing it against?
Same guy. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And he's impaired. So I don't get a +1 for anything else, hey?
Nope.
Boom. All right. 1d6 +1. Here we go. Finish the fucker off.
Whoa.
7. Boom.
Wham. So same guy is very badly hurt right now.
Nice.
He's not quite down, but he is looking very, very bad. Judas is fairly confident that if he hit him, he would be able to take him down.
All right. Judas is going for it.
Nice.
And he gets a benefit, right? So what does he get for this? Then he gets...
Judas gets because of his warrior thing, he gets a boon on all weapon attacks.
Right.
And he gets to add his strength, so +2.
+2. Fuck shit up.
Whoa,
Boom.
25.
26.
Oh, 26.
25, 7.
Wow.
Okay, so what did you get?
Holy shit.
Get anything for that? Oh, no, next level.
Next
All right.
level, yeah. Okay, so roll 1d6 and add whatever it is.
1d6 +1 is... Oh, no, that's the axe. Where's the sword?
Right at the bottom there.
1d6 +2.
Sweet.
Coin of walking. And that is it. No other benefits, eh? Okay.
Yep.
Okay, come on, motherfucker. Come on. Boom!
Oh, yeah, he's dead.
All
So
right.
he gets hammered, he spins around, and you see that as like, this is your opening. You hammer down on this guy. Your sword cuts through him, or like deep into his neck, and you pull back, and he drops down. The other guy, why don't you make a triggered action? He's going to try and make a run for it, actually.
Okay, so who's going to trigger...
Judas gets to make he can use a triggered action to attack this guy if he likes.
All right. Let's fuck shit up. All right, come on. Waka waka waka. 18,
That'll do it.
19,
Yeah,
20,
hit him.
20.
Go ahead and roll damage.
All right. 1d6 +2. 5.
Nice.
Blam.
Okay. All right.
That's
So,
what I
so you, as this guy runs away, you cut, and he kind of, cries out. He's going running up the beach. Because of the sand, I'm going to say he's not moving quite at the same speed he should be moving, but he is making some distance, like he's trying to make his way up towards a path that leads further inland.
Okay.
Okay, so now in slow action, quick act. Did Millar have her action yet?
Millard threw the wrench.
Oh, yes, she did. Okay, great. So I just want to make sure I didn't fuck your guys out of
But
action.
Hobie hasn't had an action.
Now it's Hobie's turn. Yeah, slow action. So what's Hobie doing?
Hobie will... damn it, you're again. Sanity. 1d6. Shitballs. He can't throw his axe, but he can throw his dagger.
Good throw a dagger, yeah.
He could 2 yard radius.
What is his spells again?
Drunkenness, Fade, and Misdirect.
Misdirect moves the person a certain amount of spaces, doesn't it?
Misdirect and intellect attack. On a success, the target makes attack rolls with 1 bane. That's it.
Oh, okay. Never mind. That's actually pretty cool.
Drunkenness makes you intoxicated and impaired.
But it half damage.
Okay, so he's gonna. I guess he's taking a slow move, so he's gonna run. And how close does he get to him when he runs?
You could, if you're spending 1 round doing it, I'm gonna say you can pretty much catch this dude because he's having to run along the beach first to try and to get there.
Right. So I can catch right up to him, basically.
Yep, you'd be in melee range effectively.
And but I just don't necessarily want him to get hit just yet. Touch Fire Rebel, Eternal Returns. Fuck. He could take a quick action, attack first, while then the other 2 get to act too. Okay, he'll run right up to him.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he runs up to him, and what does he want to do?
Well, I mean, he'd like to hit him, but he can't right at this point. Or can he? Is it?
He's slow action, right? So
all right.
you run up to him as a move, and then you can try and hit him.
Yeah, let's whack him. All
Okay,
right.
go ahead and make an attack. So his strength's what, +1?
Strength is +1.
Yeah, so +1. No boons.
Oh, no boons.
Nope.
Boop. All right. Come on, baby. Come on. Rock and roll. Boom. 12.
+12 is hit. Roll damage.
All right. And his axe does 1d6 +1.
Okay.
Kablam. 2. Eat
Okay,
it.
nice.
Eat
Okay.
it, smack. All right.
Alrighty. Okay, so that it is next round. Because everyone's gone. So quick actions or slow actions for you guys?
I guess it's a quick action for Hobie. And then Junis and Millar. Well, she can't shoot anything else at this guy. She could shoot caltrops at him.
Caltrops affects a whole circle, though, so it would affect
Right.
whoever's in there.
Right. You can cast just on the edge. To just catch the guy.
Yeah, actually, you know what you could. You can see the path that he's going towards. I suppose you could cast that there if you like.
That's a good idea. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Right? Yeah.
So that'll be a quick action for her then.
Okay.
And Junis is taking a slow action.
Junis will try to catch up to him and then whack him. Yeah.
Okay. This guy's gonna take a slow action, so he'll go after everyone actually.
Okay.
Okay. So Hobie's on a quick action. What's he want to do?
Hobie is going to.
Now to. We didn't do this in the last session just because I didn't want to introduce more complications to a game we're just learning. But there's actually a couple cool options that you've got with attacks. So you could make an attack. It's a driving attack. You make an attack with a Bane. On a success, you move the target a number of yards equal to your strength modifier in the same direction.
Yeah, so I can move him into the caltrops.
You could. You could, since it's a quick action, you could say that Millar went first, and suddenly these little metal barbs shot up from the trail,
right
in that circle. A guarded action, you make an attack with a Bane, but then if that thing attacks you, it has a Bane when it attacks you. You can do a lunging attack, which increases your range by 1 yard.
Right.
A shifting attack, you make an attack roll with 1 Bane. On a success, your movement doesn't trigger free actions. So that's what you could, instead of just defending, you could try and hit with a Bane, and then if you hit, that target doesn't get a free strike against you.
Right.
Or an unbalancing attack. You make a attack roll with 1 Bane. On a success, if the target is your size or smaller, it must make an agility challenge. On a fail, it falls prone. You knock it down.
All right. Or I could just cast Fade and just disappear right in front of his face.
You could. Other things too. Sorry. Oh, neat. Okay. Yeah, and then remember, there's other things like you could feint. You could try and deke them out to give a penalty to their to have someone else can get 2 boons on the next attack against them.
Right.
You could grab them, knock them down, pull them. There's a lot of cool tactical options you can make here. But sorry, you were gonna say you're gonna cast Fade though?
I may as well just fade out right in front of him and see what he does.
Okay.
I like that.
So you do.
Yeah. Boom. All right.
Yeah. So you fade away.
Okay.
So then on the quick action,
then
slow action.
So slow action.
Yeah. Now it's Junis' turn. What does he want to do?
Junis is gonna run up to him and smoke him one.
Go ahead and make your attack roll.
All right.
This guy's a little startled that he suddenly vanished, but I don't think it's a point of getting a boon from it.
Right. Okay. So we're just straight up. Right.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Does he want to do any special types of attacks here, or?
I guess he could do. You get 1 Bane to do a pushing attack, right?
Yes. Yeah. And then you push the guy up to your strength, and remember his strength is 12 yards. So it's like 36 feet. He could sort of you easily knock this dude into the.
Right. Although but you only take damage when you enter the field. You don't keep taking damage when it's your turn.
You're slow. If you take damage, you're slowed, and then if you are slowed already and you take damage again, like you're trying to move out of there.
Yeah.
You got to make another agility. Like each time you got to make an agility challenge.
Right.
If you fail the first time, you're slowed. If you fail a second time, you take you're immobilized, and you keep those until you take a heal.
Right. Okay. Well, let's knock him in there then. So I take a Bane and a boon. So the Bane will be the
no. Remember, it just cancels out.
Oh, it just cancels out. So just a straight up roll with +2. Okay.
Yep.
Come on, motherfucker. We want to fuck this motherfucker.
Yes, nice.
19. All right.
So go ahead and roll damage.
All right. So that is 1d6 +2, right?
Okay.
1d6 +2. Fuck him up. 4 points of damage.
Okay.
Bonk. And I knock him backwards.
And then he needs to make an agility challenge. I'm going to give him a Bane because you knocked him into that. His agility is +2, though. So, nope, he fails. So how much damage does he take?
He takes 1d6 +1 damage and becomes slowed.
Okay.
Liking it. Now, 2 damage and slowed.
Okay.
All right.
And slowed, I think, is half movement, but it may be different in the system.
And duration is 1 minute.
Okay.
So do caltrops affect a metal creature like
Junis? Yep, it would affect anybody.
All right. But he does have a sling.
Oh, sweet. Slow creatures can only take a slow turn. Its speed is halved, and it cannot benefit from increases in speed. What's the radius of the Caltrops?
It is 5-yard radius. That's a big
radius. Okay, so
big circle. Yeah.
Fuck yeah. So he'll probably have to make another agility check because he won't be able to get out of it. He's not going to go back towards you. He's going to go towards the others.
Right.
All right. So, yeah. All right. So on his turn, he's going to turn and try and run away. I'll make another agility check. It wasn't knocked in here inadvertently, so I'm not giving him a bane. 3. No, go ahead and roll damage.
Booyah. Die. 4 damage.
4 damage, which means he is immobilized.
That's
so
right.
he's gonna screams and drops down in the middle of these things. He doesn't take any additional damage from it, but he's not going any further.
Okay.
He's screaming and grabbing his feet.
Okay.
Okay. So top of the round, what are you guys gonna do?
All right. Well, I mean, I guess everyone will take slow actions.
Okay.
Hobie will go last. He's still hidden.
Okay.
Because his fading has a duration of 1 minute. And then Junus will pull out his sling.
All creatures make other creatures make all attack rolls against a mobilized creature with 1 boon.
Nice. Okay. Well, he's gonna try to use his sling on him. He's gonna pull out a sling.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. So I got a boon for that, plus a boon because he's a warrior.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because it's weapon attack. Yep.
All right. Boom, sling. 1 to 3 damage. Let's rock. Boom. 15.
No, yeah, he's dead.
19.
He's screaming and screaming, and then suddenly he's silent as a stone is embedded in his skull. Okay.
All right. Well, we let the spell fade away, I guess, and then we. I guess we got to drag the body. So first of all, we go and get our captive.
Okay.
And then what we're going to do is we're going to take him off to the side of the beach, tie him to a tree, and then knock him out.
Okay, done.
All right. And then we're going to drag the 2 bodies into the water. Just chuck them in the water.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so they're bleeding.
Meanwhile, Hobie, what's that?
They're bleeding as well, too, so you took them in the water?
Yeah, exactly. And kick a little sand over the blood. And then Hobie, who's invisible.
That's not my point. You'll see in a moment.
Okay. Well, and then Hobie's going to, while he's invisible, go take a little look up the path and see what he can see and then come back down.
It is only a minute.
Yeah.
So a minute's really not a long time. I don't think he even gets like the full light. But remember, he's trained it's dark. There's plenty of foliage around, and he's a spy.
Right.
So why don't you make a
good peeping Tom?
Yeah, make a stealth check, so agility check for me, and I'll give you 1 boon for being a spy. If I could take 3 boons in total, 1 for the darkness, 1 from the foliage.
Rock and roll. Little stealthiness. Boom. 5 plus 4 plus his agility, which is 10, gives him a 9.
Okay. So what happens is you go sneaking up towards the sort of the center, and as you get further up, you can see that there's some kind of campfire that's going at this location, and the okay, you know what I'm gonna do? Hold up.
Everybody in the washer.
Oh, sure, yeah.
You want me to start in water?
Yeah, let's have some more coffee. That works for me. Thanks. I guess for those listening at home as well too, we are playing through one of the adventures from the Tales of the Demon Lords book. It's one of the PDFs that has been released by Schwalbe Entertainment in support of this game. So, spoilers retroactively. So my apologies if this ruins an adventure for something you may be playing through in future. I will in future try to make sure I say what we're playing through so it doesn't spoil potential sessions that you might play through. What I will do is, I just realized, Steve, I'm like, shit, I didn't put a spoilers warning on this. This is a pre-gen adventure.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have to put on the description of the video that this is it's just a pre-gen adventure, so it's not a custom-made thing.
Right.
So people don't have games or adventures they may be someone else might be running for them spoiled for them.
Right. Of course not.
Yeah. I guess to be honest, I mean the campaign will veer quite sharply away from this just because of how we rolled the Demon Lord. But
right.
all the same, better safe than sorry in that case. Emily, what you looking at, sweetie pie? You having a good sleep? Hey? No. I should not have said your name. Oh, big yawn. Big yawn. Yeah. Okay, so what happens, Steve, is so Hobie gets to sort of gets closer to the edge. What you see first, you hear some men talking, and it's maybe about 5 men. And as you get up, they're arguing, and you get there and you see that there is a you recognize. Hold on, it's Hobie, so you wouldn't recognize Candace, but it's as has been described. It's a dusky-skinned woman with very, very dark hair who's tied up and is sort of watching what's unfolding around. And there are 7 men, 2 of which are involved in kind of looks like a fairly serious kind of argument. You sort of, you're trying to hear what's happening and get a good view of what's, make sure this is all the ones you've got. Mm-hmm. And you get to sort of the edge of this clearing. There's foliage around, and where they've set up the campfire and where all of these guys are sitting is in a set of ruins, really, really ancient ruins that have faded etchings in a language that you don't speak. That's similar to the etchings, actually similar to the etchings that you saw on the inside of that iron cube where you found that torturer thing, where you died, actually. So you see that, and you're sort of blinking, and that's when you hear there's a rustling sort of right next to you, and something with a very high-pitched voice screams out, "Over here!" And you sort of stumble and look up, and
blooming fairies.
All 7 of the guys sort of look off in your direction, and they caught you at just the right moment where your fairly pale face is caught.
I'm not still hidden by my shroud. Am I a fade? Okay.
No, fade only, like I said, fade only lasts a minute and like barely enough time to get up the full length of the path.
Right.
And you know what? You failed your stealth roll, so like I'm not even gonna give you a chance to. You could cast fade now as an action. Whoopsies. Yeah. So anyway, you got to. Combat may be pending. These things the 7 guys are about. I'm going to say maybe about 50 to 100, between 50 and 75 feet away from you.
Okay.
Okay. What do you do? Slow action, quick action.
Well, I think that what I'll do is I'll turn around and run back to the beach.
As a quick action, like are you running full out, which would be a slow action, or
I guess I'll run full out back to the beach.
Okay, they're gonna be doing full actions as well too, or slow actions to try and reach you guys.
Okay.
So okay, so you turn and start running. Why don't you make a? Are you making any effort to try and hide, or are you trying to get back to the beach before these things?
I'm just trying to get. I've been seen, right? So, well, then I guess I'm just going back to the beach.
Okay, so you're running back to the beach.
Yeah.
You hear some guys saying like, "Watch her!" And then there's a bunch of guys who are coming, running after you, hooting and hollering, and they're quite keen on it. So why don't you make a speed check for me, please?
All right, speed.
You know what? Let's make a strength check. Actually, sorry, you can use your strength.
Okay. Which just a straight up strength check?
Yep. I'm trying to
just go.
What are your professions?
I'm a carouser. I am a spy. I am a pilgrim and a spelunker.
That's just going to help you.
All right. Hop it along in the woods. Here we go. Okay.
Go ahead.
Boom, rock and roll.
Nice.
14. Boom.
Okay, you're able to get a little bit ahead of them. So you're leaping along. You're racing along this path.
Okay.
You can hear them running behind you, and they're sort of cursing as they're stumbling through the darkness.
Right.
Maybe that's what your advantage is that you're able to see quite clearly in this thing.
Yes.
So you're able to get back to the beach, and you would have had time. So all the castings would have recharged because you would have had at least a minute to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else that you guys wanted to do before?
There's a couple things that I do if I have the time.
You would have had as much time as you would like, really.
Well, she wants to jury rig, so she'll shut off Junus, fix him, turn him back on, give him a fix, give him back some hit points. She could do that once or twice, you think?
So it allows you to repair a object.
Right.
Here's what I'm going to say is that I would. Whoa! What just happened there? Did it switch over? Oh, nothing happened there. So what I'm going to say is because she's doing this to avoid, because really what you could do is cast it, wait a minute, then cast it again, then wait a minute, then cast it again, then wait a minute, then cast it again.
Mm.
No, you wouldn't, because you know what? It's only going to be when he's in What I'm going to do is I'm going to require you to make a roll every time you want to do that, an engineering roll. And the reason is because to avoid that, because what you could do is just turn it into an object. Technically, as soon as you've got more health than zero, you are not. What do you call it? You're not an object anymore. So if you're doing what you did to the other guy, which is to like effectively break the key,
right,
and then cast a bunch of stuns on him and then start it up again, I'm going to require the engineering roll.
Okay. I've got 2 jury castings I could use so I wouldn't have to wait a minute for that.
No, you could do it twice, but remember, again, we're kind of like rules is written, and the reason they're this way to prevent you from doing this is because the reason the healing is fairly rare in this because it doesn't fit the setting.
Right.
You're only an object when you're either incapacitated, below 0, or someone doesn't turn your crank.
Right.
And technically, as soon as you got
to shut him off to work on him. Otherwise, he's got moving parts.
Well, let me see here.
What if I make one jury rig and then have to roll an engineering for the second one?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to make an engineering roll to make his key stop.
Okay.
On purpose. So go ahead and make an engineering check. You do get a boon with that.
Intellectual?
Yes, intellect, please.
All right. Let's rock and roll. Come on, Millar. Time to earn your keep. Oh, fuck off. She's got 1 reroll. Let's use it.
Yep.
Boom. All right. I gotta reroll the works there. Keep the 6. All right.
Yeah, you don't. When you reroll, it's only rerolling the 20, not rerolling the 6.
Okay, keep the 6.
The thing. Yeah.
All right. Come on, Millar. Come on, baby. Boom.
Nice.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. So he's turned off.
All right.
So he is an object. Go ahead and make your 2 castings.
2 casts, so 2 rolls of 1d6. It looks like basically as is. No. 9 points of damage healed. Nice.
Nice.
All right.
So is it not rolling right now?
There we go.
There you go. Okay.
All right, so that's 2d6. No benefits from that. Nope. Okay. And then so he's back up to 11. Okay, and then so now what's happening? So
now you turn the crank and he starts up again.
Okay.
Okay. And he is so that would have happened before Hobie went up. So now Hobie, you're sort of waiting to have Hobie come back. Hobie's racing on the path. Is he saying anything to the guys?
He's saying they're coming.
Okay. So he was racing down the beach. So they're behind him and they're on their way. What is Hobie gonna? They'll be there in about I'll say 2 rounds.
All right. Hobie's gonna down that healing potion.
Give it to me, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me.
Exactly.
So he gains his health or his healing rate back.
So he's up to 10. And then...
But hold on. I think he actually only heals half of that because look at his any magic healing or healing potion because he's a revenant.
Oh. Dark Side Eternal returns at the end. Healing rate and gain 1 if you...
He's 1 foot in the grave.
Oh, 1 foot in the grave. You heal only half the normal amount of damage from magic and potions. Well, that's not so good. Round it up, I hope. Otherwise, what's the point?
You always round down this game.
Oh, man. So 1 point of damage he gets back?
You don't have to take that healing potion if you don't want.
All right, he's not going.
No, don't waste it if the thing is, remember, if he's incapacitated, he gets back up. Like, that's the advantage.
Right.
Okay, we're going to call take a quick piss here.
All right.
Decide what the guys are going to do there.
All right. Well, you know what's going to happen, don't you? There's going to be some caltrops on the ground here right now. Dear, oh dear.
Okay, straight. So what are you guys going to do? Coffee is steeping right now.
All right, well, we're getting prepared to cast a few spells.
Okay. Your castings would have all recharged as well.
Nice. Well, you know what's going to go on the ground when we hear them. We're going to throw some caltrops on the path as they're coming down the path. Hopefully, right on top of them.
I love it. Okay.
And then I guess we'll see what happens from there. I do like the idea of drunkenness. Because it impairs them, and then they make all their rolls.
They'll make their rolls with 1 less, but it does half damage.
Half damage is a bit of a problem.
That's a big problem, yeah. Because you're effectively doubling their health.
Yeah, exactly. Although making it more likely for them to be hit. So I guess actually maybe we'll just leave that off.
Well, it doesn't make them more likely to be hit. It makes them less likely to hit.
Right, but wouldn't they also get an impairment on rolls like agility rolls and things like that?
Oh, remember agility rolls? There's no defensive rolls in this. You just make an attack roll. So it doesn't make it any easier to be hit. It's the way that I read it is it's if you've got guys who will who will like say who are warriors who already have a boon to their attacks.
Right.
You cast it on them, and then for the duration of it, they only take half damage. They're gonna take a bane, but they've got a boon to offset that.
Right.
And you just take half damage. So you effectively double their strength.
Right.
So that's the way I read that spell as being useful.
Right. All right, is there anything? I mean, would it help to throw anything else down on the path to make some obstructions, a log or anything?
Yeah, you've got
no.
You've got 12 seconds before these guys are on you. So really,
so we're gonna have planned reaction, caltrops. So the lands right on
cast
top
right
of them.
before, sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so that'll be a quick action.
Yep, and then Junus will ready his sling, I guess, to start firing shots at them.
Okay. I'm guessing. Oh yeah, and your sling is a fucking agility attack, so it's -1.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Well, whatever. But he's also going to have his sword. How fast can he draw his sword? Can he set it up so he's got a sword in the ground?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Totally.
And then I guess. Then Hobie's going to grab his dagger, Junus's dagger, and Millar's dagger, and get ready to throw those.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. And we've a sweet perfume, 2 torches. Okay, and then she's gonna be using her magic wrench, and they're gonna try to take these dudes out.
Okay.
The path.
Okay. So there are so these guys are coming running down the path. I'm gonna say that all of them are gonna come plowing in and have to make agility checks. So let's see who fails this. They do have. I think they got +2 to their agility though, so there is that.
They got +2 to their agility?
I think so, yeah. Let me see here. Yeah, they do. Okay, so here we go. Let's see who fails this. 1 failure. 1 failure is all we got.
Yeah.
So one of them comes running in and screams in pain. To go ahead and roll damage for him.
All right. 1d6 + 1. 4 points of damage.
4 points of damage. Okay. All right. And the other one sort of managed to run through it. I guess maybe like the clouds part and the moonlight kind of comes down and the sheen of the caltrops sticking up through the thing. They kind of dance their way through it and are able to get through. Right. I will let you guys make ready to actions with your attacks though, your ranged attacks.
All right.
Because those would have been triggered by them coming in. I'll get some more water here while you make those rolls. Their defense is a 12, so you see they hit with a 12.
That's with a 12. Okay.
And agility attack rolls.
All right. Okay. Well, first up, we have
Sling do 1d3 damage too.
1d3. Yep.
Okay.
And so do the daggers too. When
okay.
But they're ranged anyways.
And it is a weapon, so Junis does get his warrior benefit with it.
Okay, so it's a warrior benefit -1. Here we go. Bam. 10 plus 2 minus 1 plus. Wait a second. It's a 12 to hit.
12 to hit. That face tells me that he didn't roll 12.
I got 11.
Oh, do you have fortune right now?
Junis does not have any fortune left over now.
Okay.
Boo. All right.
All right. So.
Okay. And then that's that.
Okay. So then it's what's his name's turn?
Hobie.
Hobie. Yep.
He's gonna chuck a dagger.
Okay. So be an agility attack.
All right. This is straight up then. Dagger chucking. Let's go, baby. Boom. 6. No. All right.
Yeah.
And then the young lady will fire off a magic wrench.
Go ahead and make your attack roll. As we intellect, this one will be against a 10.
A 10. All right. Intellect, and she gets +1 on that. Yeah. Okay. I guess I couldn't have cast Foretell first. Oh no, too late. That. All right.
We'd have to spend an action to maintain it.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So Wrenchy, that's +1. Let's go, baby. Come on. Fuck you guys.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So she. Here's the other ones too. If you want to pick from those.
Here, take this shit die.
I'm not rolling with that. Fuck that. So okay. So they. So the unfortunately the attack sort of in the darkness and the confusion. You also can hear right now. By this point, you can start hearing screeching out in the waters.
Interesting. All right.
Okay. Or shrieking, I should say, out in the waters. Okay, so they've actually gone, because you would have had, these are held actions you did, so it's next round. These things are, one of them is in the caltrops and is slowed. One of the rude boys, the other 4 are through and are coming towards you guys, or sort of are in the area, but I'm going to make perception checks for them. I'll give one. You know what? Shit. What I'll do is I'll roll and then I'll roll the boons or banes on them afterwards. So, because if they fail, they fail. So most guys have failed. Only one of them has a potential of failing here. No. Okay. So 2 of them saw you guys. 2 of them have no idea where you guys are. So 2 of them are running down onto the beach and they're sort of like, racing away. 2 of the other ones have seen you guys. So of the 5 that came down, 1 of them is in with the caltrops. 2 of them are actually able to engage with you guys. 2 of them don't know what the hell is going on.
Okay.
Okay. So the 2 that don't know what the hell's going on, they're gonna take quick or slow actions to move in and attack you guys.
Right.
What are you guys gonna do?
Well, I guess Junis is gonna grab his sword, and then maybe he'll try doing one of those plowy moves again. Try to sweep one back into the caltrop.
Love it. Okay.
Alrighty, and so that's a boon and a bane.
Okay.
It just cancels out, I guess.
That's right. Yeah.
All right, and then it's the straight up attack. No other bonuses.
No other bonuses. Oh, +2 from your strength.
+2 from strength. Come on, motherfucker. Boom.
Yeah, 15. That'll do it. So go ahead and roll damage for this guy.
All right.
And then I will make a agility check with a bane.
All right, 1d6 +2 for straight up damage. Failed. Boom, and then so he's got 7 damage on him.
Okay.
And then for the caltrops.
That's awesome.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. And then damage for the caltrops. Come on, baby. Come on. 4 more damage.
Okay. And he is slowed. So you hammer. You kind of like hack this guy with your sword and then batter him with your shield. And he staggers back and then screams as he sort of steps across these the caltrops.
Right.
Okay. So and then what are Millar and Hobie doing?
Millar is going to Magic Wrench the buddy. Why not?
Okay.
Yes, okay. And it's just straight up cast. Here we go. I guess the guy that's closest to them.
Okay.
That's on the show, right? That's not in the caltrops.
Okay. Well, the one of the ones who's actually trying to engage you guys?
Yeah, the one who's left.
Absolutely.
Right, all right, come on, Millar. Get some shit going. Boom!
Whoa,
Natural 20.
nice. Which means, remember Magic Wrench, 20 or higher.
He's impaired.
Sweet.
All right.
Go ahead and roll damage.
Alrighty. And then damage is straight up 1d6 plus 1 and falls prone.
It's nice.
All right, nice. All right. That is 3 damage and he falls prone.
Okay.
Wow.
So he slams him and the guy is knocked down.
Right.
Okay. So then it is Hobie. What is Hobie doing?
Hobie's going to axe the mother, right? With his axe.
Okay. Well, there's no one engaged with him right now, so he would he would have to take a slow action.
You have to take a slow action?
These guys are taking slow actions as well too, though, so he could always move in first and then attack them, or he could ready the attack for when they get into range and then attack.
I guess he'll move in and then go deal some damage.
Actually, yeah, because I mean, otherwise there's no one. One of them is actually one of them is in the caltrops. Two of them are in the caltrops right now. One of them is quite injured.
Yeah.
One of them is knocked prone, and the other two don't know where you guys are.
Right. I like it. All right. Well, he's going to go in and batter with his axe the guy on the ground, the guy who's prone.
Okay.
All right.
I want to check one thing here.
If that's cool.
The one that's prone.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll say he's on the edge of you can kind of run to the edge of the caltrops and make an attack.
Okay.
So go ahead and make and you get because he's prone. Oh, the one who's prone.
Yeah.
You get a boon against his on the attack roll against him too.
Boom. Let's go, and it's a strength attack, right?
That's right.
All right, so +1. Come on, motherfucker. Come on. Boom. 14.
14.
15.
15 is definitely a hit.
Nice.
Go ahead and roll damage.
1d6 plus 1 damage. Come on, baby. 3 damage. Yeah.
Okay. So how much damage?
It's 3 damage.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so you hack this. You kind of hit a little bit. It's a glancing blow on the side, but you do injure this guy.
Catch him.
And he's right. You're right on top of him too.
All right.
Okay. So then that is 2 of them, and now it is. Let's see here. The dude who's in the. Hold on, I lost track of one guy. Okay. All right. Now the guy who is in the caltrops, 2 of the guys who are in the caltrops need to make agility checks. Let's see. Either one succeeded, one failed. Evens odds. It's evens. Okay. So go ahead and roll 1d, whatever the damage of the caltrops are.
1d6 is a +1. +1. Yes, it is. Come on, baby. Fuck you.
Oh, he's so close. This guy's screaming. He's immobilized, but he's stuck. In fact, he's screaming in the middle of this stuff. He's trying to get himself up, and he's like, ah.
Nice.
The other guy is able to avoid it, and he steps out of the caltrops.
Mm-hmm.
He is slowed though, which means oh jeez, I just looked this up. How the fuck did I forget this? No, it just can't benefit from the attacks. Okay, so he steps out and he's going to attack. What's his name? Junis.
Junis, but he's not impaired or anything?
Not impaired or anything. No, not anymore. 22 is a hit.
That will hit me. Yeah.
Okay. So Junis.
You guys are hitting like 2d6s.
Yeah.
Up with that?
Fucking guys. 6 points of damage.
All right. How come they get to roll 2 and we only roll 1?
How often does your hold up? Because that's you will be rolling 2 next level.
Catch my breath
if you survive. Well, I'm just wondering, how often does catch your breath? Does it say once per day or?
It's use your action on your turn to heal equal damage. Once you use this talent, you cannot use it again after complete rest. Although I haven't used it yet, have I?
Complete rest. You have used it in the first fight.
What did I get? Did I get 4 back from that?
You did, yeah.
Okay, I did it right. Yes,
yeah. If you want to just here, sorry, if you want to display both pages again, just hit that second.
There we go. Thanks.
Okay. All right. So it is. Let's see here. That one's acted. Okay. So the other 2 ones, what happens? they're going down, and you can hear Junis can hear this. There's like a tittering laughter in the bushes, and the two that are making their way down to the beach, they seem to like are running so quick. You know, like when you're running on the beach, you're just like, you know, like,
Right.
and you sort of lose your legs out from underneath you because the sand is swaying. They sort of lose their way and come running. You know, they run all the way down, so they stumble down into the shore, like just into the surf is what I'm looking for. I got to splash and fall down, and they both kind of get up and they're like looking at each other, a little confused. And that shrieking I heard that I mentioned before is getting louder. And they both sort of look up and like, because they know what that shrieking means. Okay, so they've gone. He's gone. The guy on the ground who's prone is going to kind of like roll away from the axe and stand up.
Okay.
And he's going to make an attack. I'll give him a Bane for this just because he did just get up.
He's also impaired.
Oh, and he's impaired, so 2 Banes. So it cancels his boon. 2. No.
Yeah.
So he tries to slash at Hobie, and Hobie's easily able to step back from this thing. He's not anywhere near hitting him.
All right.
Okay, top of the round. Who's taking slow actions, quick actions?
I think that young Ms. Millar will take a quick action and cast Foretell on Junis.
Okay.
All right. Junis will take. Can he do one of those pushing attacks as a quick action?
Absolutely.
Boom, he'll be doing that.
Okay.
And then Hobie will be. Shit, what's he going to do?
If he wants to try and like help, remember there is that like defensive attack he can make. He takes a Bane to his attack, but so does his enemy.
Right. Yeah, it's a thought.
I don't know how cautious he wants to be, but
Or I cast Misdirect on him, but the big deal. Let's see, he could fade too again. And then sneak attack. Could he fade and then sneak attack somebody?
Fade is an action to cast it, which means he wouldn't be able to make another action.
Right. He would have to hide for a turn.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Hobie could also take a Bane and try and do that same pushing attack. That
Same pushy attack, eh? And then,
it's tougher for him because he's not doesn't have the Bane.
Right, you have to roll pretty good, and then have to roll a 12 or better. Is that right?
Yeah, which means you have to roll.
Makes it challenging. Yes.
Yeah, between a
15 and
13 and 18.
Yeah, it's pretty tough. I think that he will. And Buddy is just impaired only to the end of the round. Is that right?
Yeah, I think so.
But he was prone. He will.
I think Millar still got another casting of Magic Wrench too, doesn't she?
No, I think she's using both. She used one and she missed, right?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Fuck. I think just go for the damage. It is. Shit. All right. Well, he's gonna go for the damage. He's gonna attack with his axe.
Okay.
Yep. All right. So Millar casts Foretell. Junis goes for the big attack.
Okay.
So he gets.
And he's pushing this dude again?
Yep.
Or not again, but pushing this dude back. Okay.
Right. And so it would be with 4 boons, 1 bane. So we're gonna go 3 boons.
That's right. Yeah.
So,
Want to make a attack roll?
all right. Come on, baby. Come on. Let's nail this fucker. Take him out. Take him out. Take him out. Boom.
Oh.
9, 10, 11. Shit balls. That is not nice.
That is not nice. That is a 9. How the?
Now what's 11 is what it is.
Oh yeah, an 11.
No.
Oh, you're 1 off.
I know. This mother shit bucket.
So you're so close as your sword sort of
Right.
cuts across this guy.
Right. Fuck. Motherfucker. Fucking dice in this game. All right. And there's not much I can do about that. No, there's no.
You don't have your fortune right now, right?
I don't have any fortune. No. The only one who does is Hobie. All right. Well, Hobie's going to go for his attack.
Okay.
He gets no bonuses.
He gets no bonuses, just a straight attack.
Straight up, strength attack. Come on, baby. Boom.
Yo, nice.
All right, let's get some damage here, people. 26 plus 1, 6 points of damage.
Wow, that's pretty awesome. Okay, so
right.
you, what do you call it? While you're sort of trading blows back and forth, you get a solid hit against this guy's ribs.
Okay.
Yeah, that hurt him.
All right.
Okay.
And that's all we got for that round.
Okay, so there is the one that's engaged. The one that's in the Caltrops is screaming. The one that is so the two that are in the surf, one of them staggers to his feet and runs out in time. The other one does not. The screeching gets louder as this thing leaps up and almost like boa constrictor style kind of chomps on him and then wraps around him and drops him into the surf. It's like a 11 or 12 foot long black oily eel. And as this thing hits him, there's more screeching as others come racing into. You can see the kind of wriggling in the water towards him.
Nice. Yeah.
Okay, so those who've gone, the one engaged with Hobie is gonna try and he kind of is bloody and leaps in and tries to stab him. 22.
Fuck.
I'll stop using that dice.
Stop using the good ones, damn it.
All right. All right.
I told you these.
10 points of damage.
Of course. So he's dead.
Again.
Again.
Okay, so the kiss of cold metal in his chest, and he drops down. Okay, so then it is who's there's still one that's engaged with what's his name? With Judas.
Right.
Okay.
No.
15 is a hit, I think, isn't it?
It is a hit. His defense is 15, if that's a hit.
Yep.
God damn it.
6 points of damage.
That means he's down because he's got 5 left.
Yeah.
Right, and there's nothing I can do to defend.
I don't think so. No.
What is the defensive +2? That's nothing.
That's included in this.
Large,
yeah,
so,
he's got a natural of 13 defensive and but hold on, isn't jury rig a what do you call it?
Reaction?
An action?
Is a target. It's a.
Does it take you a minute? How long does it take to cast?
I touch the target, removing 1d6 damage from it.
Judas is an object right now.
He certainly is. All right. All right, because he's down to 0. Okay.
Yep, and that's so that's them.
Yeah.
And it is okay. So there's one that's incapacitated, one that's dead, and one that's run under the surf. Okay, now it is top of the round. What are you guys doing?
All right, top of the round. So he didn't actually use the potion to heal himself.
He did not.
Is it too late to give it to him?
You could administer it to him. I mean, he's dead. He's dead, so he can't. He's incapacitated, which means he can't take the action himself. So you could administer it to him, and he would do exactly that. He would gain 1 health.
Gain 1 health, and then you get another shot. Maybe this turn or next, or what?
Well, who's going to do that?
Well, she would have to give it to him.
Yeah, so she's choice of bringing Judas back or bringing Hobie back.
Right. Okay. I'm all out of tricks.
Sophie's choice here.
Sophie's choice. Millar's choice. Or she could just run over and touch Judas and bring it back for 1d6, right?
Yep.
Okay, well, I mean, I guess you better do that.
Okay.
No.
So go ahead and roll. So that will be a slow action then, because she's going to move over and get him.
Yeah.
No one else is engaged with her, so they would have to take slow actions as well.
Okay.
But there is some good news as you're sort of taking in. No, actually, I'll let her go first. So go ahead and roll your healing.
Healing. 6.
Nice.
So take it.
So 7, isn't it?
The jury rig is 1d6.
1d6. Okay.
So 6.
Nice.
All right.
Okay, so the what do you call it? She reaches over him, speaks some arcane words, and then there's sort of like a flare of white power within the thing, and then some of the gears kind of, the metal seals back together again, and he, returns back to movement. then let's see here. What happens is these two things that are about maybe about that tall, these hideous kind of humanoids kind of leap out and make an attack on the two bandits. Would you make an attack roll for me, please? +5 with one boon.
+5 and one boon.
Yeah, on
16, 17,
woo,
22.
Yep.
Bam.
Definitely hits with one. Go ahead and roll the other one.
The other guy, same diff. Boom. 6 + 4 is 10 + 5 is 15.
That hits. Okay, so these two things come out and sink their teeth into the two standing bandits, and they kind of scream out, and they don't take a lot of damage from it, but what's his name? Millar can detect fairy power from these things. There's the influence of fairy magic that has just taken place.
Okay.
Okay. So they sort of screech and try and throw these things off. Well, actually, no, they do. They manage to throw these things off, and then they're going to slash at them. One of them hits. Yeah, shit. One of these little things is skewered by. Oh, now I'm rolling fucking 3 damage. So one of them is slashes one of these little guys, and then the other one. Oops, here we go. Misses the little thing. Would you make a cult roll for me, please, with Millar?
Millar. And that is trained, I guess. So that's a
Yep.
bonus.
You get a bane, yeah, or boom.
Boom. Booty Bane.
Yep.
14.
So these things are, you recognize them. They're little hunched humanoid figures, like emaciatingly tiny little bodies and weirdly disproportionately oversized heads and features. They got like kind of a sickly gray, like dark gray cast of their skin. They got little makeshift loincloths on and thick, flat teeth that have a surprising amount of bite strength behind them. Both of these two little things are gremlins.
Gremlins.
So what they do is they actually their bite carries a curse with them. So now these two things have 3 banes on all actions.
Wow. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So okay. So now it is. So they've gone. You've gone. Top of the round. What are you guys going to do?
Well, I guess we better take some quick actions here. Well, I mean, I guess Millar, she's going to... Well, maybe she should just do another jury rig.
Well, he can't. Remember, like, in order to jury rig only takes objects. He's not an object anymore.
Got it. Yeah, you're right about that. Okay, so she can... Foretell's done. I guess she's going to take
what you were trying to do before with the...
healing potion?
What do you call the healing potion? You could do that now.
Sure.
Free action to draw it out, a move to get over to him, and then action to administer it.
All right, we'll do that.
Okay.
Junis will attack the nearest guy.
So Judas will have to do a slow action because he needs to get up as well.
Okay.
I'll say he's got his. He probably has his shield still attached, and he would be able to snag his sword as a free action.
Okay.
So he grabs that shit, staggers to his feet. And so that'll be a slow action for him. The 2 bandits are going to take quick actions attacking the, what do you call it? Attacking the, hello, sweetie pie. Attacking the gremlins.
Mm-hmm.
The gremlins are going to take slow actions to get the fuck out of there. And yeah, and I think that's everyone.
All right.
Okay, so there's the, one of the bandits is being eaten by shrieking eels, and one of them is screaming and kind of trying to save his friend. So that's all the planned actions. So slow actions, you guys first. Hobie is kind of back from the grave again,
okay,
or back from dying again.
1 point of health. Right,
Yep.
Very nice.
And Junis gets to stand up and go ahead and make an attack.
Junis. All right, here we go. And it's just a regular with the +1.
With the bane, yeah. Or boom. Yeah.
Boom. Yeah. Okay. The other guy's got the bane. Come on, Junis.
Nice.
Boom.
18.
All right. 20,
Sweet.
actually.
Hammer that guy. Oh, wait, 20, right. Yeah, yeah. Oh, it's pretty sweet when you hit next level.
No kidding. Yes, I'm looking forward to doing 2 dice of damage. That'd be nice. Let's see here. So it's 1d6 plus 2.
Yep.
Like that one. Come on, baby. 3 points of damage, you little bastard.
Oh, so close. This guy's almost down.
All right. Typical. All right, and I guess that's my game, unless Hobie gets to do anything.
No, Hobie gets to live.
Gather, yeah,
He gets to live. That's okay. So for these guys, so they're going to make attacks against the gremlins. They get 3 banes, which means it nets to 2 banes. So 12 is not going to hit. One of them sort of clumsily swings at the gremlin. Natural 1.
Boom.
It staggers forward. The same guy you hit, go ahead and make another attack by Junis. He gets a triggered action, free strike against this guy.
Rock and roll. Kablam.
Whoa!
20.
Yeah, he's dead.
7. All right.
So you, what do you call it? He swings at the gremlin, trying to be mindful of you, loses his weight, and sort of like falls back and leaves himself well open, and you just pin him down into the sandy ground and bring your sword up. Let's see here. There's still that guy who's sitting in the caltrops screaming.
Right. He's using
yeah, and
as long as there's caltrops. Yeah.
One is dead, one's in the surf, and then there's the one that's standing near Hobie. Everyone's gone. Top of the round. What are you guys doing? Who's doing quick and who's doing
God dang. Well,
slow?
I guess Hobie's gonna shake it off, grab his axe. He's got to do a slow action. He's got to get up. Right, and then he's going to try to hack at the last guy there.
Okay, and what is Junis? Doesn't Hobie have a recovery ability?
Language 1 foot in the grave. Rebel's blessing. I can use an action to heal damage equal to my healing rate. I can also choose to gain 1 insanity. Well, I don't really need that.
Because what the insanity does is it gives you a boon on all your attacks.
Oh, but
right?
Then I never lose my insanity again.
Nope.
So
you can lose it by taking permanent impairments.
By taking permanent impairments. Oh, fuck it, let's go insanity. All right. So and then I get a boon on my only on the attack roll, or
it lasts for as long as your frightened condition would. Normally, when you gain a point of insanity, you also gain frightened for 1d3 rounds.
Okay.
So you get a boon to your attacks for 1d3 rounds. Yeah, and you'll heal. And that one is not reduced.
1 round. That's
no 2 rounds.
2 rounds. Okay.
2 rounds. Yeah.
Alrighty, and
so what's your healing rate?
So my healing rate, so 1 insanity. Let's write that down. My healing rate is a 3, so I'm up to 4.
Nice.
Okay, and then I have 1 insanity.
Okay, so you having tasted death once again, you come back and you begin you're actually what do you call it? There's a madness, that sort of a maddening gleam in your eye, and you begin laughing. It's okay, sweetie.
All right.
It's okay, sweetie. Okay. Good.
All right. And Junis did his thing already. Yeah, he already killed the guy.
So Junis, no, that was a triggered action.
Right. So
that was only a triggered action. He still gets to. Hobie will have to go after because he's doing a slow action.
Okay.
So right now there is a guy. There's one guy who's you would have to spend a move to get to engage with this dude, or you could do a lunge attack actually.
Okay.
Remember, you just take a bane to it, and then you can hit the dude.
So I can do 1 bane, 1 boon, and just go for the slam dunk.
Yep.
And so just cancel them out
if you want.
And
or you can do a slow action and do a move in, and then make a normal attack.
And then the other guy can make a quick attack.
The gremlin has disappeared incidentally. Both of them have disappeared into the woods.
Fucking Junis is going for the lunge attack. Let's do this. Lunge attack. Quick action. All right. Come on, Junis. And what the heck is Millar going to do?
Yeah.
I guess Millar can draw her club, and she's probably in range of hitting this guy, isn't she? I guess she's right next to.
Yes, she would be. Yeah.
Okay. So she'll draw her club and go for a whack.
Sure.
Okay. Which I guess is a quick
action. That's right.
All right.
So those two. So Junis and her can go first.
All right. Let's start with her strength -1. All right. No boons, no banes. Rock and roll. I was going to do it with this one. So kablam. She rolls a 7. So it's a 6, so she doesn't hit anything. Junis is going for it. +2. Come on, motherfucker.
Oh,
20.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Oh.
So go ahead and roll damage.
1d6 +2. Come on, big fella.
Nice.
Boom, 8
Holy
damage.
Shit.
All
so
right.
actually, this guy's dead.
All right.
Yeah. So what do you call it? Millar swings at the sky and he kind of staggers back, and then you see your opening and you like stam forward and hyperextend your reach, and you catch this guy with just long enough of the sword to kind of and he crunches over or collapses over dead.
Lucky.
So the only one left is this guy who's kind of like feebly standing on shore as his friend is being devoured by shrieking eels.
All right.
Or torn apart, I suppose. So he doesn't even know that you guys are really there, and you can hear the giggling of the gremlins as they're scampering off.
All right. Well, maybe we should finish off the guy who's immobilized.
That's you don't even have to make an action for that. You just gonna, however you want to do it.
All right. And then I guess we'll wander down and just sort of intimidatingly surround the guy who's at the beach.
Okay.
And pin him between the beach and the, you know what I mean? Like, we'll stand between him and freedom.
I'm going to make a, so there's still a shrieking that's coming off of the waters,
right.
Which is also mixed with the screams of the guy who's being torn apart by these things,
right.
who is horrifyingly still alive. I'm going to make a will check for this guy with a Bane. Fuck, he rolled a 0.
Nice.
He kind of sees you guys and then screams and runs into the water. And he's quickly kind of, one of the shrieking eels hits this guy and drags him underneath the waves. So he has effectively gone mad with fear and panic. So the battered trio of you are standing on the shore now. And Millar would not have had to, or not Millar, Hobie would not have gained the insanity because this guy was dead before he got up. So I'm assuming he didn't spend the...
Okay.
Right, because he wouldn't have had an action until the slow action.
Actually didn't need the boon, so he wouldn't.
Yeah, so he wouldn't have...
Right.
He kind of got up.
That's reasonable.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so you guys stagger up, and...
she's got one more jury rig she can use on...
which means you're going to have to make an engineering check to shut him down.
Okay.
So go ahead. You get the Bane on it, or Boon on it.
Boon. All right. Ooh.
So that is unsuccessful.
All right.
In which case, it wastes casting the jury rig.
All right. Okay.
Wait, that's not a good enough penalty. He suffers a Bane on his next roll.
Okay.
So you sort of shut him down, you brought him back up, and he's sort of like, what did you do? Things aren't...
Nothing?
My arm is sticking right now.
Oh, shit. I'll see what I can do about that.
I thought you were going to heal me.
That was the plan. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. So you guys stagger up, and then Junis maybe turns and says, well, okay, so is that all of them?
And Hobie says, no, there's still, let's see, 1, 2, 3, I think there's 2 more.
You turn to the water and count the ones where the shrieking eels are tearing them apart. It looks like there is still 2 more to go. There's still 2 more that were guarding her.
Whew, so we catch our breath for a second.
Yeah. Right. Does anyone have any other healing stuff they can pull off?
Oh my goodness. Millar could steal an identity. Yeah.
Do the guys? No one else knows that she's able to do that though.
Oh.
I'm going to leave it up to you to see. Well, I don't want to take away. Like that's one of those potential things that, like, it sort of makes sense in world stuff, but to rob you of a really cool ability.
Now, could she resume a previous identity, or do you have to be next to somebody?
I'm assuming your default is what is it? Your default is the dwarf, is the female dwarf. But if you're incapacitated, or if you touch iron, you go to your changeling face, which is like you're a humanoid form that's made of like wood and plant material, and
right,
with a kind of a like glowing yellow eyes.
Whew. Okay. All right. Well, let's see here. Hobie's gonna fade and see if he can find a way to steal the girl back.
Okay. What I'm going to say is you know how long this path is now. So unlike before, you're able to walk up to sort of the point where you know the campfire is going to be going and whatnot, and then you cast fade. And what I'd like you to do is make a agility stealth check for me, but I'm going to give you 1, 2, 3, 4 Banes for it.
4 Banes?
Oh, sorry, boons.
Oh, that's cool.
That's right.
You really want me to roll Banes?
Yeah.
All right.
Says agility is
agility is a 10.
Okay, so go ahead and make your roll.
Rock and roll. All right, come on, baby, come on.
So 6,
8, nice,
14.
14.
Brilliant.
Right.
Okay, so you're able to walk up there and you cast your fade, so you vanish from view. You make your way up the kind of sandy path, and you look down, and what you see is Candace is no longer tied up. She is standing, kind of idly walking through the camp, and you can see that there are. The first thing you see is on those like one of the elven ruins on the kind of like broken chip. It's about maybe that tall, that about that wide maybe. There's one of those gremlins that's standing there. It's giant, buck's teeth kind of sticking out. It's one eye bigger than the other one. Its big ears kind of flat against its deformed head. It's looking up with this yellowed eyes with red irises looking at her and kind of listening. And they're talking to each other in some kind of a language that you don't understand. Could you make an intellect check for me, please? Just a raw intellect check.
Intellecting.
No
nothing.
Yeah, no boons, no banes.
Straight up rock and roll.
Challenge case.
Yeah,
So what? You're watching this, and then you realize as she's sort of strolling by, her hands are stained with blood. And you realize as you look down, there are the 2 other remaining bandits whose forms look like they've been torn apart by some kind of like vicious savage creature.
Wow.
And she continues to sort of talk, and you realize that the way that the dialogue is sort of going is she's speaking to this thing in a commanding kind of tone, and this thing is responding in sort of a deferential kind of way. Your spell only lasts a minute, so it's coming to an end very soon. What do you want to do?
Well, he's going to go out on a limb here. The other 2 are just waiting back down the path, I guess, for instructions. But
they're on the beach, kind of like, maybe they're on the beach doing is Millar's kind of like in Junus's armpit, kind of like
right.
Try it now. No.
Okay. Hobie is he's going to unfade. And what's her name again?
Candace.
Candace, right? Candace or Candice?
Candace.
Candace.
Yeah, ACE.
All right. He's gonna unfade, and he's going to say, Candace. My name is Hobie. I've been sent by your father to bring you home.
Okay. She turns and looks at you, and you can see. So as she looks up at you, those dark eyes suddenly kind of get bright and then brighter and then brighter, and they are flaring with a cold white light. And she kind of leans forward, and you can see her like she's got that really dark long black hair, and from the back there's these stag's horns that are growing out. And she looks, and her hands begin to sort of twist and grow longer, and they take on the look of like old polished wood,
right?
And take on a very sharp kind of like a sharpened claw-like form, much larger than humans. And you don't need to make any kind of rolls to know that like this ain't going to be good for you.
Okay.
So what would you like to do?
I say, sorry, didn't mean to disturb you. I turn around and run.
Yeah, just kidding. Wrong house.
Wrong house. Sorry.
Okay, so what are you going to? What would you like to do? Heroes go first. So quick action, or this thing you don't know what this thing's going to do.
Right.
Because you don't know what this thing can do.
Oh my gosh. And I've blown my fade, I suppose, for this.
No, I'll let you have it back because that was a really ballsy thing. Your fortune is back.
All right. My fortune's back.
But you got 2.
I think 2. Right.
Yep.
Sure. All right. I'm going to be like, I'm a friend of the nature spirits. I'll say I'm a revenant of Revel. I mean you no harm.
Okay. Make a
while backing away.
Because so make an intellect check, and Here's the thing, Skate. But remember that you are a Fae rebel, but you know that the Fae, from everything you've heard, the Fae have turned against mankind.
Yeah, right. Of course.
Right. So you're not, and this thing does not seem to be. I'm assuming you're like prominently displaying the symbol of Revel as well, too. That pine cone on sort of a stick or whatever.
Right. I'm speaking loud enough too. I mean, I intend to be sort of
it's maybe like from it's maybe a minute or two to get, like, this is why your spell couldn't be cast on the beach and walk up. It's maybe about 2 to 4 minutes to get down to the beach.
Okay. You appear to be a fairy queen. I'll just remind you that I'm not a man at this point. If I can, I'm a lady. Intelligence check, sorry.
Well, no. You don't need to make an intelligence check, but what to try and convince this thing, I'm going to give you 2 Banes on it if you want to make that roll. So you could try. You're going to be able to ignore one of the Banes because of your religion, because you're trained in the old faith, right?
Right.
But that's rolling your check against 1 Bane, and this isn't against 10. This is against its. You're trying to convince it, so it'll be its intelligence.
Oh, right. He doesn't know that the changeling is here.
No, yeah, you have no idea that you've got a Fae among you as well.
Yeah, exactly right. Yes.
So what would you like to do?
Okay.
Also, you don't follow the Horned God either, like the Horned God or the Horned Man or whatever it's called.
Right.
That's the one that is more closely linked with the Fae.
Okay.
Revel is sort of, in the sense that the old faith are respectful and aware of the Fae,
right,
the fairies, but it's not like a hey, same team.
Right, exactly. Yeah, no, definitely not a hey, same team situation. All right,
but who knows? You can still make the roll. I'm just giving you the warning that that's what the situation is for it.
Okay,
and you do have 2 fortunes, so
I have 2 fortunes. I have a fade, and I'm going to play the Candace. Your father loves you very much. I beg your your forgiveness.
Go ahead, make your
2 Banes.
No, only 1 Bane, because you got you're trained in the religion of the old faith. So
1 Bane. All right, here we go.
Natural 1.
Okay.
So I'm gonna guess you can spend 1 fortune to reroll that.
Yeah, why don't we do that? That's a good idea.
Yeah, because you have -4 right now, so that's
we don't need a -4.
That ain't good.
So we'll keep that.
You've rolled more 1s today, I think, than I've ever seen you roll in the time that we game together.
Tell me about it.
Holy shit!
Yeah, it's not a lucky game for me today. Come off it. That wasn't fair. Hit the other day. All right.
You have 1 more fortune.
I sure do. Let's just use that right the fuck up. All right. There we go. Okay. Last chance. Here we go. All right. Come on, people, roll! Oh, come on! Come on!
So Candace stalks forward towards you, and what do you call it? As she's getting closer, it's the sound, that like creaking that semi-mature trees make when they're blowing in the breeze. Like, they're not so big that they're where you don't really hear them. You only hear their limbs, but not so small that they're sort of like wobbling back and forth. There's like creaking of wood as she's getting closer, and she's getting taller as well too. So by the time she gets to you, she stands probably about literally 9 feet tall. The thing's glowing, and she looks down at you, and she sort of studies you. And her face now is as she gets closer, her skin and whatnot, you can see has the appearance of like carefully shaped wood. As well too, so as if it's like a beech wood of her face. The white light is coming from her where her eyes were. Her hair is glowing or is still flowing like natural black hair, but it's so dark that it seems like there are tangible shadows hidden in them as well. And as she leans down, she looks and she says, "We have no friends among the men." And she tries to get you. Poof. So she hits. So you're dead.
All right.
But because you're a revenant, once again the life comes from you. You don't know what happens afterwards. And what she does say to you is as she leans in before she kills you. We have no friends amongst men. The time of men is ended. Tremble in your houses of iron, and then you're gone. So there's a time where you sort of wait and you wait and you wait, and till you finally what do you call it? It seems like you've been gone forever. There's a massive flash of white light up in from the direction of where Hobie went, and it's brilliant. What are you guys doing? You're not aware of any spell that Hobie can do that does that.
Right. Okay. Well, we pause there for a second. We look at each other, Junius and Millar, and we say, "What are we going to do about this?" And Millar, is thinking that the island seems awfully quiet. She's got to use her sneaking around to go see if she can find out what's going on, I guess, because there's nothing else to do. But she'll keep her distance and try to be stealthy. Has she got anything that she can use to... Oh, well, she can eavesdrop. I forgot about that. But I have to be able to see the spot.
Mm-hmm.
Let's cast Augur.
Okay.
And
so you're like, Augur takes a minute to do. Okay, so yeah, why not? You grab some more of your fish guts and go ahead.
All right, and so I do my little Augur. I ask if it's safe to go and retrieve our friends. Is that the right question?
To retrieve which? To retrieve.
Hobie and Candace.
We don't know that he's necessarily being retrieved, right? Like you don't know what's happening up there. You know, there's a big flash of white light.
Okay.
Yeah. I can answer that question if that's the question you want to pose.
What is the question I want to pose? That is difficult. I hate this. All right, let's see.
I love this. That's honestly one of the coolest fucking spells, and to give it out at such a low level too.
Yeah.
Really cool.
But it's a tricky spell. Let's see here. Can I safely retrieve? Are there any enemies left at the campground? Are any of my enemies left at the camp?
No.
I look at Junius and I say, "Look, I'm going to try to creep up there using my shadow sight to see if I can see anything. You back me up. Just stay a little bit behind and stay quiet."
Okay. So you start making your way up, and Junius is following behind you. Obviously, the caltrops are gone by now, and all your castings you've had a chance to recover as well too. So Hobie is effectively incapacitated right now. So would you please roll a d6 for me? What we're going to do is we're going to see what sort of how the progress towards death goes. 4. Nothing. Roll again.
Nothing. Roll again?
Yeah.
How about nothing? Don't roll again.
No, you got to keep rolling.
3.
Go again.
2.
Awesome. Roll 1d6.
1d6. Better roll the green one. 3.
Okay. So you guys stalk up there, and what precautions are you making? There's no light there now.
Right. Oh, she's got shadow sight.
So she's all that allows you to do is see in shadows. This is so there are parts where the moon is out where you would be able to see more clearly, but in actual full-on darkness, it doesn't assist you.
Okay. Well, I listen very carefully, and then can I see any of the campground up there?
Why don't you make a perception check for me?
All right.
No boons or banes from it.
No boons, no banes. Perception. 12, 15, 17.
Nothing.
Right. Nothing. Okay.
What I'm guessing you had a chance to describe with Hobie afterwards. So he told you there was a campfire up there. You don't see any lights whatsoever. You're like, how the hell much further do I have to go?
Right.
So, but you're able to you get to a point where I'm going to say that you can see that the path seems to be opening up, and it's in, and you can see maybe like one of the taller like Mynheer type stones that's kind of pale white or like a pale blue, I guess, in the moonlight, and it appears you think it's another one of those old Fey ruins, and so this might be the campsite, but there's no light there. What are you doing?
This is bad because we didn't finish our mission. Where the hell is Hobie? And she can't see, so she's going to keep crawling quietly over towards the campsite. Are there any embers left from the old fire or anything?
You get up there, and with a perception roll that well, you get up there, and there is the campfire is there, and it's a pretty big one. Like, it looks like it's something that would be suitable for a bunch of people sitting around. Completely as if someone had somehow blown this thing out. Like there's not even embers still blowing in it, completely gone.
Right.
And then you look down and horrifying, you see Hobie's limp body pierced by on either side by a series of vicious wounds that have his lifeblood oozing out.
Oh, Hobie. All right. Well, she's not. Is she even strong enough to drag his body? She could probably drag it a little bit, eh?
Well, you've got Judas right behind you.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
right. So Judas certainly is.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I first of all, I listen. See if I can hear anything for anything.
Swaying of trees around you.
I look around the campsite for any clues.
Distant shrieking of eels.
Yes, like crickets. Sea crickets.
It's like the famous, tape to fall asleep, dude. These shrieking eels.
Ambient noises of nature.
Sorry, sweetie.
Soothing. All right. Well, she looks around the campsite for any evidence or clues or anything that you can see.
Well, I mean, there's again Hobie, who he may be dead.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Well,
do you want to check to see if he's dead?
Yeah, let's give him a check.
Okay. Yeah. So go ahead and go over. Make a intelligence check for me, please.
Intelligencing. 14.
He's not dead.
He's not dead.
He's not dead.
Oh, okay.
That's what you were rolling for, to see whether or not you stabilized or whether you died or whatever.
Right. There's not much I can do for him.
No, like he needs to rest.
Okay.
You think that, so what would effectively happen is if you take 8 hours to just rest, and you guys do have trail rations and shit like that, so, and you still got a boat here, you could rest here if you're comfortable resting here. And then he would have a chance to spend one of his, to recover an amount equal to his healing rate.
Right.
Honestly, all you guys would have a chance to do that then too.
Right. Does it seem very safe to row back in the boat? The eels. The eels.
And there is that money that's sitting underneath the dock right now.
There is that. Yes. I mean, staying on the island doesn't sound very safe.
No,
it doesn't sound very safe.
So Judas
to the casual observer, it doesn't seem like a place you want to stay.
No, I mean also this is a quite freaky locale right now. So Judas could easily, he sees Hobie and kind of runs over and
I could augur and ask if it's safe to spend the night here.
Sure, yeah, why not? Yeah,
more of those. Yeah, let's do it. I do my augur spell. Spill out some more fish.
Do you want to phrase that more specifically?
Would our party be safe spending the night, sleeping here tonight?
There's one contingency that you need to account for.
Would we all live through the night if we stayed on the island?
Yes.
Interesting. Well, that gives her a pause, and it does seem like everything's quieted down. Maybe we'll drag everything back to the beach, and maybe we'll take the boat, turn it upside down on top of us, and sleep under the boat.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So everyone heals an amount equal to their healing rate.
All right.
And that gives you an opportunity. So you all sort of rest and whatnot, and it gives you an opportunity to figure out. It'll be dawn by the time that you guys actually, the shrieking eventually dies off, and as the eels go elsewhere, having filled themselves on the what do you call it, the gangsters who ended up in the kidnappers who ended up in the water. What are you planning on doing with the once sort of Hobie kind of wakes up? What does he tell the?
So he then explains what he saw. The Candace turned into some kind of tree queen. Crazy forest tree queen, and it looks like the other guys have been killed.
Why don't you make a occult check for me for Millar, and I'll give you another boon as well too, just because of her background.
Woo. Rock and roll. 20.
Oh,
natural 20. Nice.
Okay, see, there's a weird like kind of flashback scene where you're a child changeling, freshly created, and you are unformed. You've never adopted another form yet. To getting, being sent out. What he's described to you is Titania, the fairy queen, the one who sent you on your mission against the mortals. So you sort of, and I'm guessing Hobie. Maybe, would you make a perception check for Hobie for you?
Hobie is perceiving. Boom, 17.
Hobie sees that there's a look of sort of panic or fear. The look you just made is sort of what he sees on Millar's face. And I'll let you figure out what the two of them make of that.
Okay.
But yeah, he's still really banged up and really hurt. And the remaining rude boy wants nothing. Like he is completely along with. He's seen what you guys have done here, so he's not. He's completely along with whatever the hell.
This is the guy we tied to the tree. You mean?
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. The only guy left.
You know what? He's dead. Actually.
Okay.
Yeah, you left him tied up, and this place was rife with gremlins.
Yeah, he's unconscious, but all right. Yeah, too bad.
Even unconscious.
Too bad for him. All right. Well, we didn't kill him. All right. So, so then we discussed amongst ourselves. Well, what the hell happened to Candace then? How can Candace be the fairy
With
queen?
a 20, you would guess that there are ways that the Fae can sort of extend their power out over over mortals. Things like being fed fairy food can cause you to, or using this it's called like eye bright ointment, which allows you to actually see invisible Fae creatures, because some Fae creatures simply cannot be seen by the mortals.
Right.
And there are other things that can like trap you in Fae mounds or trap you in Fae dances, or like things that are just incredible dangers for mortals. What may have happened to have manifested that thing is there may have been someone may have used a Fae hex of some kind to infuse her with the power of, or like a fragment of the power of the fairy queen. So somehow, and it's not the kind of thing that one person can do. It's a phenomenal amount of power, but the crossings would be a place that would be apt for doing such a thing, because there's a focusing of Fae power because of the Fae pillars that extend around there.
All right. Can I see if she perceives Hobie's reaction to her?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to assume that Hobie is going to try and hide it from her, right?
Yeah. Well, he's a bit of a strange reaction. He's just going to sort of whatever.
Well, he's a spy as well too. Right. Yeah. So why don't you make a intellect check with a boon for him, and that will be her difficulty. That's the difficulty of her perception check.
Okay. So all right. So
he'll make a boon. Yeah, that with a boon.
Okay. A boon, and he rolls a
15.
All right. Okay, so she's got to beat a 15.
Yeah.
All right.
Why she doesn't have a?
Oh, she doesn't get a boon because she's not trained in that.
Yeah.
Oh, she has a cult, but that doesn't count.
No.
All right. Okay. She doesn't do shit.
So yeah, she can't. She doesn't recognize that.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. He's a cracked guy.
Yeah. Well, that's his thing.
Yeah.
Right. All right. So she's just like So she so she looks at the other two and she says, well, I mean, how they're all talking. How can Candace be the fairy queen? And she suggests through her occult knowledge, that maybe she's been co-opted by the fairy forces.
Somehow with and it's the kind of thing that wouldn't happen. The fairy queen couldn't do that without the assistance of mortals on this side. The crossings would be a great a place that would be ideal for being able to perform such a large scale hex, but it's not the kind of thing. You roll natural 20. It's not the kind of thing that could be done on its own. It's not the kind of thing that could be done accidentally. It would require the willing participation of a number of people.
So what do we make of this? So we look around, we see this. Are there any tracks we could even follow if we wanted to somewhere?
No. Oh. What's his name's got poaching, right? Judas?
Let's see professions. He is etiquette, customs, mercenary, poacher, rustler.
Yeah. So why don't you make a that's a woodsman-ish kind of thing. You make a perception check for him with a boon.
All right. Here we go. Receiving.
Nice.
17,
awesome.
18, yeah, 17. No, 16.
Actually. Okay, so there is an old doorway that sort of it's there's a cross beam that's made of that same faded white metal, or not white metal, white stone that you remember seeing up in the ruins where they were. That seemed to make a rough. It's sort of on its own. There's no walls left for it anymore, but it's still standing there. her footsteps, which were much longer and deeper because of how big she was as well, seemed to walk up there along with some very small footprints that would be consistent with the size of the gremlins, walk up to that doorway but did not pass through it. They disappear midway through that.
Alrighty.
Nice. Your natural 20 that she rolled is that there are ways to the hidden kingdoms, all sorts of different fey paths to make your way there. Right. This could have been one of those ways. And if she was infused with the power of Titania, then that could have been the power needed to cross that bridge, to walk those hidden highways. The other thing I'll mention too is that I'm guessing, do a sort of a cursory search. Hi, sweetie. A cursory search of all the bandits things. There's nothing that you find that would suggest that these rude boys would know anything about this stuff.
Just a bunch of unfortunate thugs, right?
Who kidnapped someone who they thought they would be able to get money out of, you know, and who knows why they kidnapped him. But that's the. Well, actually, let me double check and see if there is anything else here that.
Maybe we'll if we can get any. You know, we should probably try to get as much money as we can. Anyways, we should probably take their equipment as well and any stuff to maybe sell it. If we
can. Their stuff is not super valuable, but what you do find is there are like 6 tents. There are 20 yards of rope, and there are a total of 12 silver shillings, 26 copper pennies, and 31 bits between them.
Plus a boat.
Plus a boat.
All right.
Actually, quite a few boats, I think.
Oh, interesting.
2 rowboats.
2 rowboats?
Yeah.
Well, let's take them both back. All right.
Okay. And
Hobie in his lovely state can row one of them, and
yeah. Well, you gotta say, I mean, he's pretty,
she can row.
Pretty banged up.
She can row.
We also got that. What are you gonna do with the last rude boy?
Well, there is one alive still.
Oh no, he's not. I'm sorry. You're right. Yeah, no, he's dead.
They're all dead.
So
we'll get to like what about a handful of daggers or anything like that? Like anything we find might be sold. Okay, so we'll take that kind of shit.
Okay. So what are you going to tell?
Okay. Well, first we gotta go back to the dock,
Master. Okay.
And plug in the old.
I'm going to say that you're able to, even in spite of it being sort of busy and whatnot, you will be able to recover that money.
Okay. And we'll also let the gear go as well.
The
old gear. We'll put the key back in, let him wind him up, and send him on.
Okay. So what are you going to tell Master Dream?
So then we get back to Master Dream. We take it back. We slap his money back down to the counter. So we could just keep it, but we won't. And we'll give him his money back, and we'll say. We have some interesting news, and you might not enjoy all of it. I think maybe Hobie will do most of the speaking here. And we'll give him the lowdown. We'll say we tracked and found your daughter. We got into some pretty difficult combat and didn't fare that well, but we managed to kill. Well, let's just say that all of the rude boys wound up dead on the island.
What proof are you offering? Are you bringing all that shit back?
Well, yeah, we got all the shit. So we just show them. Yeah, we got our boats there. Whatever. We'll just take his boats over there. So you can come down and see their boats over here, and then you can look at my friend Hobie here and see the kind of condition he's in, and see all the sort of scars and moles and blood on him and so on.
Okay.
And then the damage done to the other guy, and of course the young lady is fine. But that's and I'll say and so we wound up on the island, and as I'm sure you're aware, there are some issues with the Fae in this day and age, and we wound into some fairy forces on the island, and your daughter seemed somehow to be linked to them, and they disappeared together. And so we don't have your daughter, but we have your money, and the rude boys are dead.
Okay. Why don't you make a? You can pick who's doing the talking here, and you're going to make a. Intellect check.
Intellect check.
Convince this guy.
Oof. Well, I mean, I guess Hobie's doing the talking, so just straight up intellect check.
Okay.
7.
Okay. Quite icily, he hears everything you have to say and says, "Very well. What do you expect to be paid for this?"
Let's see. Well, we didn't successfully complete your assignment. I suppose there's more research that we could do, perhaps with your help. Although,
Kind of.
we're getting a sense here that we didn't successfully complete the mission, and I expect what can we do? Well, probably the most we can legitimately ask for is we'll just what should we say here? I mean, we didn't succeed in the assignment, so I mean, I don't know that we can really ask for any compensation for this.
He sort of, his eyes narrow. He says, 15 gold, I would think.
I think that Hobie looks back and forth the other two and says, I think that that's a generous offer under the circumstance.
15 gold, incidentally, is what did I say, 100 silver shillings?
Yeah.
It's actually 5 more than what he'd offered initially.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
can you make a perception check for Junus for me?
Okay.
And you get to add he's trained in etiquette and customs, so you can get the boon for that as well. Whoa, awesome.
21.
This guy is fucking furious with you guys.
Yes.
Like just fuming. He's effectively, he's paying you, but this is you fucking enjoy it because you will pay.
Mm-hmm.
Money is nothing to me,
right.
but you're going to fucking pay for what you've done.
Right. All right. Yeah.
Which is, I mean, I think it's also an understandable result, but he reads that as that. So what he also reads is there's nothing lost in taking this money.
Right.
Like this guy is not going to, he's not going to change his attitude towards this. Money is nothing to this man, or at least the amount of money he's paying you guys is nothing to this man.
Right.
So the fact that he is,
Okay, so we'll reaffirm then. So maybe what Millar will pipe in and say, well, you're most gracious, my lord. Let me stress, your daughter is alive, but it will require the help of occultists who are more capable than me to bring her
of course. Back. And he turns to the servant. The servant kind of he's a little more transparent with the he sort of gives a sort of like confused, pleading look to the Lord to Master Dreen for a split second before he immediately complies and opens a chest and draws out a couple things, comes over and plunk, plunk, plunk. Each has 5 gold coins now.
All right. Thank you, my lord. I guess that concludes our business. Rest assured, we will seek to learn more about this because it does seem to be involved in affairs that involve us anyways. And if we hear anything, we'll bring these back to you.
He's just kind of silently listens to everything and then says, that is all.
Yeah. We just bow and extricate ourselves.
Okay. You guys leave with now 5 gold coins burning a hole in your pocket and at level 2.
Boom!
Boom.
Well, I'll take that. That was painful.
Yeah. Okay. So for those listening at home, thanks so much for joining us for session 2 of the Shadow of the Demon Lord campaign. We will be back sometime soon with session 3 and see if I can't kill those characters then. So thanks so much for listening, and we will see you again soon.